Oh, this new YouTube live is really killing me. Just trying to set it up correctly, but I'm pretty sure it's up. It shows me excellent connection. Yes, okay. That looks good. That looks good. So, hello everyone. I hope you're doing great. I'm Benjamin Lind of the Bond Bulletin, and it's been a really long time since I played poker. Yeah. And I've got this, you can see it on the left side, I've got this fun game. It's my poker game. It's a German game. So, hi, Vinny. Thanks for loving my channel. Hope you can hear me all right. Trying to play poker here. With $5,000 blinds. Big blind is $100 and small blind is $50. Blinds will increase every 7th round. Great that you can hear me loud and clear. As it says in the description, you can ask me anything you like, anything Bond related, whatever, while I try to win at poker. You can assist me if you like. Are you a poker player by any chance? Let me see. Oh, I love that. This is actually a German game. It's just a Texas Hold'em 3D kind of game, and I changed all the in-game graphics to make it look more like Casino Royale. Okay. It's rather old actually. I'm surprised that it runs on my Windows 10. I think this was Windows 7 when I tried that the first time. You're awful at poker. Well, there's two of us then. Now, actually, when Casino Royale came out, I bought a poker set for my ex-boss, and we played really regularly. And this was great fun. We were like 6 to 8 people, and it was tense. And I learned it, but and I didn't need a cheat sheet at some point, but now I have it just to see what I'm up against. So this is completely computer players. One has already folded. I have a 10 and a 9. That's usually something I would go with. Maybe you can learn something from me. Well, I was quite good, actually, at poker at some point. But the thing is, you always, at these events, well, playing poker with friends, you always drink. And at some point, I get reckless. and then I really start betting wrong. And you can read me like an open book. So it's really bad. So I have a 10 and a 9. That's usually something, yeah, I would bet with. I can check, but probably not for long. I'll try it. I'll check. An ace, a 7 and a 3. You're right. Learning the rules of poker is yeah. You learn it as you go along. So basically, it's not that bad. It's 5 cards in the middle, and you have to try to combine your cards with them. That's when I need my cheat sheet to see if I have a flush of some kind or pairs. So can I do something with what I have now? Well, I forgot the names of all the symbols. I'm so bad. Because my main language, my first language is German, obviously, but I'm an English teacher. But I forgot all the symbols. Yeah, playing it drunk is really a good thing. So my symbols match the ones on the table. I just need one more to have a what do you call it? I have to look at my cheat sheet. Yeah. No, it's not a royal flush. It's not a straight flush. I could have a flush with one symbol. I just need one symbol more. Then I'm good to go. Oh, that would be good. So, let's check. Let's check. Let's see. I keep losing all the time. So that's the thing. But for me, that game is just about fun. My ex-boss, he was really, really good. He was really good. He was watching poker on the telly all the time, all the poker tournaments and stuff. And you could learn a lot from Casino Royale, actually, from the way they play and stuff. So $100, yeah, I go along with that. That's okay. That's cool. That's good. All in. Oh goodness. When somebody goes all in, now it's just 2 players. So it could be just a trick. I've done that before. I've gone all in when I really have something. But if I bet 4,800 now, I mean, I went with 5,000 to the table. That's not a good idea to, I don't know. No. I'm probably not going to do it. I want to stay in the game. Because when you play with other people at somebody's home and you go all in rather early, you can go to the whatever to another room and watch telly or watch Casino Royale, see what you did wrong, and you're not a part of the game for the rest of the evening. So that's really bad. I'm pretty shit at cards in general as well. So you have to explain every little card game to me, and I have to play it through in my mind most of the time, several times. So it can be the easiest game in the book. I simply won't understand it. I don't know. I'm too thick in the head. I'm not going to call. I'm going to fold. I don't want to know what he has. Or she, actually. Okay. James Bond Nederland. Hello. Who am I talking to? Jorrit? Is it you? We would be good poker players together. 450 already. Let's see. I have a jack and a 9. Can I win with that? 450 so early. This is the second round. God, it's cold in here. I just don't know what the problem is. Jorrit, it's you. That's really great. Nice to see you. We need to have a discussion soon. We need to go live together. That's going to be fun. I need Jill Masterson to help me. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The thing is, a poker game can be quite lonely because you only have your cards, your 2 cards, and your brain, basically. You can't turn to the other players for help. They are trying to read you. You are trying to read them. So that is really... And I'm so bad at reading other people during a game of poker, but they are so good at reading me. That is so unfair. So I'm gonna go with 450. Yeah, let's play it reckless. 1 already folded, 2 already folded. So there's 2 players in the game. It's just me and somebody else. Okay, an ace, a 6, and an 8. Oh, Vesper would be distracting, definitely. The last thing I need is a beautiful woman. Hello, Lorenzo. Great seeing you again. Hope you're fine. Playing poker here. Trying not to lose. I can check. A jack and a 9. What can I do with it? I have a 6 and an 8 on the table. I can go 6, 7, 8, 9. But I need a 10. That's not going to work. If I would have a 10 and a 9, it could work. But this is going nowhere. But let's play along with it. Let's check. The other one will bet. No, he checked. Okay. 2 aces. Now that is dangerous. If the other person has an ace, I'm out of it. It's the computer. Let's call it the computer. If the computer has an ace, aces win. We know that from some random film. I can check. Maybe the computer, has nothing. Let's check. It's gonna bet. Yeah, of course. 1,000. 1,000. Yeah. That last round nearly killed me. Pretty much every round kills me. I'm gonna have a glass of wine. I'm not gonna stand that. 1,000. I'm gonna fold. because I don't want to lose any more money on this. And the thing is, you as a poker player, you don't have to show what you have on your hand and how it matches with the cards in the middle. You never have to do that. When you're playing with friends, of course, you can show them. I never do, because they either see I have shit or it was a big bluff. And I do bluff a lot. But let's see if I get the chance. Yeah. Okay, I have a 10 and a 6. Let's go along with it. If you want to see the other players' cards, no, not the other players' cards. If you want to have cards on the table, you need to go along and call. You need at least get into the game, get yourself into the game. So I'm going to go along with it. Wow, well, you learn something here tonight. 7, Jack, and a 4. I don't see that I can do something with it. I could do 4, 5, 6, 7 if a 5 comes up, but then I need an 8. 10, 9, 8, 7, but and it's already at a 700. No. You spend a lot of, if you're careful with your money, you spend a lot of rounds folding, just throwing cards away, and there are really good cards, really good combinations, and really bad ones. Like I think 2 and 3, and 3 and 4 is a really bad combination. That's 21 on the table there. 21. It's not blackjack. You're it. Get a grip. How is that going to help me? The dialogue in Casino Royale is among my favorites of the Daniel Craig era, actually. Good that you mentioned it, Vinny. I'm the money, every penny of it, of that dialogue in the train. Yeah, the train dialogue is among the best. No, I'm not going to do it for 700. I'm going to fold. Let them play it out. So 5, I would have had 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. But see, there is a queen and a jack. If there would have been an 8, I would have had, I think, a straight. That would have been okay. But there wasn't. So it was a good decision to fold. If you watch that in the replay, it's probably... Poker experts would say, oh, look, I've got an ace. Yeah, I've got an ace. Aces win. So, of course, I'm going to call. And a king. Ace and king of clubs. Clubs, I know. Clubs and hearts, I know. What's the other? Diamond. Ah. So, see, already going to 800. Now, with an ace and a king, I would go along with 800. I just want to see what card is in the middle. And there are no cards in the middle yet. But if I want to see them, I have to bet 800. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't care. It's not my money. It's money. See? 2 jacks. Oh, if a queen comes up. But I would need a 10. 10, jack, queen, king, ace. That would be really good. That's a high road. It's not called like that, of course, but that's the higher end of what you can get. Ace and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but that's not going to come up. Let me check. Let me check. So just that they think that I don't have anything. Of course, somebody bets 100. Okay, yeah, I'll go along with 100. I always try to check. 5. No. When things turn really bad, you can try to win with an ace as a high card. When nobody else has anything, let's say they have 6, 7 or 3 jack. Well, if somebody has a jack, they have a triple. There. Is it called a triple? No. 3 pairs. No. 3 pairs. Doesn't exist. 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind. Sorry. I had to look at my cheat sheet. Such a cheater. I'm such an odd job at poker. I have to call the treasury for that. Oh God, what am I going to do? Guys, what am I going to do? Check? Yeah. Wait it out. They all checked, so they've got nothing. They've got nothing. Now, I would raise it. When I raise more than just 100, let's say if I raise it to 1,000, they could think I have something, which I don't. I don't see a combination that I can easily do for a lot of money. They could just think, oh, he's got something, and we fold. Then I get what's on the table. Well, let's see. Can I drive it up? 300, 500, 700, 1,100. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. And hope they fall for it. Shit. That didn't work. That didn't work. Oh God. Yeah, you're right. You just laugh. It's a game. And I'm shitty at it. That's what I call. Fuck. Sorry. Played it with an ace. Oh my God. And now I'm down to a... Oh God, no. But that was actually well played by the computer. Shitty is a good word, though. It is. Shitty. I love it. Thank God YouTube can't turn my stream off because I use strong language. Now I have the ace, but only $1,000. Well, that's gonna get me nowhere, is it? Okay. Okay. Oh, I can see the money going on. And when you play with the Casino Royale poker set, when you have that lovely, the full set with the what do you have? I have them right behind me. The 25,000 and so on, the pink ones, the 5,000 ones, and the 100,000 ones. Everybody, when we played, just got one or two of each of the 100,000 and the 25,000 because the value is so high, and we called them the 25,000. We call them pinkies because they're pink. And when you put them on the table, it was either a big bluff, or you had something really good and you were absolutely sure. And this was when the evening turned really funny. Really funny. Because whoever used the pinky first, you did not know, does that person have something combined with the cards on the table and can sweep you off when you go all in? Or is the person bluffing really well or really bad? So... I have an ace. That's usually I stay in the game. What do we have? An 8 of hearts, a 5 of hearts, and a 10 of diamonds. 7, 8, 9. If I get a 9, I have 7, 8, 9, 10. But I would need a 6, sort of. But I stay in the game with an ace. Because you never know. The king, 4 cards, 2,800. I don't have that. I don't have that. I only have 800. I can only go all in, and then I'm out of the game. That's not useful. That's not useful. But hey, for fun of it, let's do it. Let's go all in. No. Yeah, great. Nothing. Nothing. 2 pairs and kings. 2 pairs. Why? He has a 10 combined with a 10 of diamonds and a king combined with a king. Yeah. I lost after 5 rounds. 6th place of 6. Exactly. Go big or go home. Absolutely right. I mean, I would never play. Would you play for real money? Would you? Any game you like. I wouldn't. I did it, but I did it at a casino, in the casino of Hanover. That's the next biggest city here where I live, and we've been there with our dinner group. We had a dinner group that met regularly about James Bond. We talked about Bond all evening. Sometimes we didn't talk about Bond at all. And for the anniversary, I think it was the 10th time that we did it, we went to the casino. And each of us was given a bag with chips with a real euro value. So we could use it in the casino. I think it was 14, 15 euros or something. And I went to the blackjack table, which is a pure game of chance. There is absolutely no skill involved. It's pure chance and luck. And I actually managed to win enough money to pay for 2 drinks. And then I stopped. You need to know when to stop. That is very important. You need to know when to stop. Otherwise, this can be very painfully expensive. 9 and 8. Okay, well, good cards. I'll call for 100. If the sound effects are too loud for you, I can turn them off. Oh, somebody wrote me a message. Yorit, what do you want? I'm tired, mate. Go to bed. If you write to me, I'll make it public. I'll stream at an earlier time next week or something, because it was just a spur of the moment. So 9 is on the table. So I have 1 pair of 9s, plus 2 kings. I could use them as well, so I would have 2 pair. That's good. That's okay. I call for 200. That's okay. 1 folded. Okay. Check. Check. Okay, I'll go along with the check. Want to see the last card. A 6. 6 of diamonds. Okay. I still have 2 pair. 2 9s and 2 kings. Unlikely. Would you like to check my figures? No, The World Is Not Enough. It was among my favorite films. Yeah, the Brosnans anyway. So I'm gonna drive that up. I'm gonna make the sound effects a little bit less. So I'm gonna drive it up for 1,500. And I'm pretty sure they are both going to fold. They're going to throw their cards away. Pretty sure. If not, the computer is just reckless. Reckless. One folded. Okay. Raised for 1,800. I have to put 1,800 on top. What could the other player have? He could have a 3rd king. That would be 3 of a kind. That would beat my 2 pairs, I think. Yeah, it would be just above my 2 pair. Oh. In a real life situation, I wouldn't do it, obviously, because I think the other player has a king. We will see. No! A flush. 3, 2, 3, 5, 6. Huh? How's that a flush? Oh, it's a diamond flush. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. King of diamonds. The 9, the 6, the 5 and the 3. It was actually a flush with the king as the highest card. Oh God. Oh man. Computer took me down good. Down to 1,300. Oh my goodness. Oh, no. And I'm the big blind. So 5 and 4. So that is something I don't hold on to for very long. Although you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an ace. If you have an ace, that must be the one. You could do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I have to see for 2 rounds or so if that goes anywhere. I can check because I'm the big blind. I don't have to put anything in. Oh, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more card. A 6. a 6. If a 6 is coming up, I could win. Let's see. So I have to call. Let's just, and they're careful. They're all betting just 100. I'll go along with that. 7. No. When there is a 6 coming, I will have a straight. I will have a straight. There are still higher things, higher hands to have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There won't be a 6 coming. If somebody else has a 7, they already won with 3 of a kind. I can check. Let's see. Ace. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's okay. That's okay. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a straight, but on the lower side. But I'm going to go all in. Fold. Fold. Yeah. Pot goes to James Bond, which is obviously me. 2,000. Well played, sir. Thank you. A 10 and a 9. That's good. I hold on to that. The Bond dinners were fine, actually. They were really, really fine events. And we had guest stars as well, occasionally. We had one dinner with Franziska too. She was in You Only Live Twice in 1967. And she lives right in the city where the dinner was. Yeah. I've been to her home. She's a very nice lady. And she only has a very small appearance in the film when Bond arrives at Osato headquarters as Mr. Fisher. And she says to him, "This way, Mr. Fisher." That's pretty much all. That's it, basically. A Chinese woman. Very, very lovely. So I'm the small blind. I only have to call with 50. See, you get a high hand, 10 and 9, and then you have such shitty cards on the table, like a 3 and a 7. What am I going to do with that? Nothing. But I have a 10 of hearts and a 9 of hearts, and a 3 of hearts is on the table. So, but it won't help, because I would need 2 more hearts. I'm gonna check. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Not. 200. Okay, well, let's go with it. Let's go on with it. See? Hearts. Now I have 4. If I get 1 more, I have a flush. Is it a flush? Yeah. If it's the symbols. If it's just the symbols. Have you ever met a Bond girl? Yeah, I met many Bond girls, actually. Yeah. Let's see. I met Luciana Paluzzi, Fiona Volpe. I interviewed her in Oslo for my documentary film, A Bond for Life. I met, at the same evening, I met Britt Eklund and interviewed her. But there was a mishap with the camera, so I only have the audio. Also at the same event, Tonya Sotiropoulou. She was in Skyfall with Bond in Turkey in the bed. Very lovely woman, an actress. Fantastic. Martine Beswick. Caroline Munro. Several times Caroline Munro, actually. Also lovely. Martine Beswick and Caroline Munro. These two together, they are dynamite, absolute dynamite. With Caroline Munro, I spent a weekend last year? In the German city of Heidelberg, where she was a guest at an event at the old castle. And I was there to translate for her and be her tour guide, her city guide, because I speak German, obviously, and she doesn't. So I showed her a bit of the town together with her agent, and we had tons of fun. Caroline is tons of fun to be around with. That is really, she's such a gorgeous woman and so lovely and so caring. Same as Martine Beswick. Who else have I met? I met the voice of the Bond girls, Nikki van der Ziel. She sadly passed away a couple of years ago. She voiced Ursula Andress, because Ursula Andress had that thick Swiss-German accent. And we became really good friends. She had an exhibition in Berlin. Well, let me just do something here. I'm checking. And she was German-born, and she fled during the war because she was a Jew, and ended up in England. And she did a lot more than just doing the voices of the Bond girls in post-synchronization, not just giving Ursula Andress a voice. She was actually a barrister, which is sort of a lawyer in the UK. Vinny, where are you from? You from the UK? And then you know. Yeah. And I interviewed her as well for my film, and we recreated the scene of Honey Rider when she comes out of the water and she starts singing, you're from the UK, so you know what a barrister is. She was a barrister. And she also had an office in the Houses of Parliament, actually. She's had a really, really great life. I read her biography and translated it into German, but sadly she passed away before we could finish the project, and the book still isn't out yet, but I hope it will be in the future. But her biography is available. I hope it's still available on Amazon. It's called For Your Ears Only, because of the post-synchronization stuff. So let me see. 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 6 of hearts, could give me 1,100. Oh, 1,100. Let's go for it. Nope. No, that's it. That's it for me. You can hope for the symbol you need with the last card, but you're really betting high. And if I check now, the computer won't. It's just 2 players. He will raise. Yeah. And he won with a full house. Okay. 3 sevens and 2 threes. Yeah. So actually he only had 1 7 with which he won. The pair of threes was already on the table. Now I'm down to 600. You really have to look at everything. And you have to think, and you have to be fast. I mean, nobody wants to wait for you all the time. The Bond girls I met had really, really interesting stories to tell. Yeah, all of them. And I wished that we would have had even more time. I mean, I had a lot of time with Caroline Munro. We had so much time. I've met her so many times. I think I met her the most. And yeah, we had some really lovely conversations about everything. And also, aside from Bond, Caroline Munro knows my whole life story, and I know hers. So Lynn Holly Johnson I met as well at an event of the Swiss fan club, of the Swiss James Bond fan club. She was also lovely. I did an interview with her. It's on my channel somewhere. Fantastic and very lively and very bubbly, but also she had some troubled times. She was very sick couple of years ago and recovered from it, and she's very emotional speaking about it, and this was a very emotional moment when in the interview she talked about that. Usually you are careful going there with any celebrity, but it just happened, and well, she handled it really, really well. We're all just humans in the end. Who else have I met? I don't know. Bond girls? None of the recent ones. None of the big ones. So that's just accident or luck, sheer luck. Meeting Sophie Marceau or somebody. Somebody recently met her when she was at a theatre performance. You'd be a nervous wreck. Well, yeah, meeting Jane Seymour, I would be a nervous wreck for sure. Halle Berry and Monica Bellucci, yeah. But that's the thing. You rarely get these big names anywhere to meet or to talk to you. I mean, or me. Jane Seymour, I tried a couple of times. I really tried. Let's see, an ace and a 7. Yeah, I go along with that. That's good. An ace. Oh, all in already? Without knowing what's on the table. Must have double aces. All in, without cards on the table. Let's do it just for fun. I'm such a loser. I'm such a loser. Such a loser. Alrighty then. Yeah, after 4 rounds, I'm getting worse. Okay. Let's do it again. I can't go higher than 5,000. Halle Berry was one of your first crushes? Yeah. She was really good. And Die Another Day. There are some things you can find. I mean, the role wasn't really over the top good, but she did what she could with it. It often comes down to the script and what they give you and what you turn it into when the cameras are rolling. I mean, there's really a lot involved. There's a director involved and a script involved, and sometimes you can only do what you can do. You can look as good as you probably can, but if the dialogue is shit, then what are you going to do? King and a 10. Well, I'll go along with that. That's okay. Kings and 10s I hold on to. That's good. 2 players already out. Everybody calls. Good. 4, 7, 3. Not good for me. Symbols don't match. No, but I go along with it just to get another card. Yeah. There are more great words than there's that. Ah, there's my king. Hello. Now I have a pair. That's okay. Thanks. It's great fun talking to you as well. All of this should be voice, but then I think if there are more people in the chat, it would all just go. It would be a complete mess. I just had the idea to go live and just chatting and playing a game because I'm regularly following some Twitch streamers, and I like the way they interact with their chat. But actually, it's just one person sitting there talking all the time, interacting with people right in the chat. At some point, you think, okay, you have to read the chat, and then you have to see how the people respond. You get your own chance to throw something in, and they respond to you. But ultimately, since we can't have a voice chat where everything would go, it would be total chaos. This is the best option, and. Maybe you've seen, I've done the watch-alongs with Yannick, where we watched the Bond films and gave you some extra input about it. That was really good, but there it was already difficult to follow the chat because I had to navigate everything here in my streaming software and that everything plays at the correct moment. All of that was timed. It was weeks of preparation. And just sitting down here chatting, that is a really good thing. And I don't care if nobody watches. I just do it for fun. But as long as you're here and you're happy, I'm happy. That's really great. I'm happy if I can make one person happy. So, but now I need to make me happy with 2 kings and maybe a third. There is an option for a third. If people wouldn't raise all the time. I'm going to hate myself for it, but okay. So, final card. Final card. Can't do anything with it. I only have 1 pair, and that's the kings. Is it true when someone learns English as a second language to learn the swear words first? I don't know. Usually, you probably would. I go along with that. I know I'm going to lose. 2 pairs, 7s and 3s. Yeah, take it. Take it. I hate myself. Have I won anything? The thing is, I myself, I learned English when I grew up. So I was raised bilingual. My mother certainly didn't teach me swear words. That would have been worse parenting than I've ever seen. The worst parenting I've ever seen. I certainly wouldn't do it with my kids. But it's true that when you learn another language, not just English, like for example, I learned Italian, or I trained myself in Italian and Spanish, and I work in a place where we have several nations working together. Let's say that we have people from all backgrounds. We have Greece, we have Turkey, and you pick up words that are fun to use during your day at work, and most of them are rude words. Yeah, definitely. I know some rude words in Italian. I know some in Turkish. But it's just because we are totally stupid at work. So we have our own kind of very dark humor. But I love that. I really love it. I have a queen and a 3. So I have to be careful. Only $1,700. Let's go along and see what's on the table. Maybe I get 2 pair. Maybe 3 of a kind. That would be nice. Because I haven't won anything. Tell us some of these. Well, I can't tell you some of these swear words. Holy moly! They're gonna cancel me for swearing. In Italian, cazzo is a good one. It's dick. Yeah, they use it a lot. They really use it a lot. And the other obvious swearing in Italian is vaffanculo. Vaffanculo. Use it wisely, and certainly not in Italy. Because it's Italians. 1,000. I'm gonna lose that game. I'm gonna lose it. I'm so bad. If any poker player sees that in the replay, they're gonna think, oh, Benjamin's never played poker before. King 10-7. Great. That's doing nothing for me. I have to fold, because no. I'm down to 600. I can't risk anything. Yeah, that's dropping the F-bomb is universal. Yeah, it's one of my favorite words to use. Next to the C word. I use that a lot. Obviously. My ex-boss is British, so, and he was in the army. Swearing is it's in his blood, and we did it excessively, so yeah, I got a lot of it from him. Bad influence, but a good guy. And a superb poker player, must say. But now he switched to darts. Plays darts all the time. We haven't played poker in ages. King and a 2. Well, it can be well-mannered to swear. I can swear very posh if I want to. I think I can. I don't know. People always say I'm very, very posh. What the hell is that? It's not good when you say people think I'm very, very posh, and the next thing is you say, what the hell is that? But that's me. Call all in, folded. Okay. All in for 4,700. I don't have that. I can only give 500. I'm going to do it because I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose fantastically. Of course I am. I have nothing. Yeah, if you have 2 pair on the hand. If you have cards on your hand, they count more than what's on the table. That's as far as I understand. Wow. 300 points. Wow. Wow. Every casino, they would have thrown me out. Ace and a 9. That's really good. Ace and a 9. I wouldn't know where to begin swearing posh. I think it always arises from the situation. But people always say I have a posh way of speaking, which is absolutely ridiculous. Which is one of my favorite words. Ridiculous and the adverb ridiculously. Yeah, I use that a lot. Ridiculously expensive. And I can speak like the king. Oh, I'm a king impersonator. Well, I have an ace and a 9, and both are diamonds. That's good. I'm going to go along with that. I'm the big blind, so I can check. Good. First 3 cards for free. Now I have 4 diamonds. Need 2 more. It's unlikely that it's going to happen. 9, 10, ace. Not going to work. But I'm going to go along with it for 200. Have you learned any other languages, Vinny? Have you tried? I mean, England has German in school, don't they? I think they have German classes. And Spanish, probably. Yeah. Yeah, see, Spanish. I was really rubbish at Spanish. I didn't have it in school. I had French. And I was bad. I was really bad in French because that was the time when you weren't interested in school, but just being a clown in school. That was my main job in school, being the clown. So when we had French classes, I mainly did stupid stuff and didn't pay any attention to grammar or whatever. So, but later in life, I really hated myself for it because I met a lot of French people. And also people from the Bond world. Another Bond girl, Beatrice Libert, she was in Moonraker. Her English is not that good, but of course she is from Belgium and lives in France. And her French is really, really good. Thank God I have a friend in Paris who translated everything to me. I could understand what they were talking about, but I couldn't respond. And that was hard for me. And then I thought, if you only would have paid attention in school. And today I'm an English teacher, so I have students throughout the week in the afternoons, and I tell them all the time, you have to speak and you have to listen and you have to copy. Do it. And I tell them all the things that people told me when I was in school, but I never listened. It was all very unimportant to me. So I put great emphasis on telling my students how to speak better English and how to advance and how to get a greater vocabulary, because frankly what you get when you are finished with school here in Germany is appalling. Ace and a 9. 400. Okay, do it. I'm so reckless. How reckless I've become. That is nothing. I can win nothing. Only by accident if nobody has something. And I've got an ace as a high card. They're raising and raising and raising, and I'm losing the money, and I'm not throwing away an ace. $2,000, no. Fold. I probably wouldn't go as high as that in real life. In a real life game, even if the money is just for fun and not real money. Because as you see, next round you get an ace again and you get a 10. Agree with what? What do I agree with? Spanish? Speak Spanish fluently? I agree, Spanish is a nice language. All the Romanian languages are really nice. If you can speak Spanish, you can speak Italian. Half. You have an easy way of, or an easy time learning Italian when you speak Spanish. But my Spanish is rubbish. And I've only been to Spain a couple of times. Last time in 2016 in Madrid, when I showed my film to the Bond fans there. And the Spanish are so nice, so nice. They realize you are there and you don't understand their language, but they continue speaking Spanish because they think you're a friend and part of their community and their group, so they automatically think you understand every Spanish sentence that they say. It was really, really nice, but you have to remind them that you don't speak the language. Spanish and French sound sexy. French definitely does. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people, especially girls. Girls. How many girls do I mean? Women. Let's call them women. Say they hate French. I don't know why. I think it's a beautiful sounding language, French. Spanish as well. Italian as well. I like all of them. Every language has a sort of color and accent depending on... how do I finish that sentence? I like to hear a lot of languages except those that are spoken really, really fast and that just sound like Chinese, for example. Chinese is spoken very fast and a lot of words sound the same to me. So you could say that word and it sounds exactly like the sound you made before. Don't really like that. But Swedish, for example, I speak a bit of Swedish, Norwegian, Danish, all the languages from up north. Nice. I like to listen to them, and even if I don't want to constantly learn, I look at Swedish interviews. Look up a Swedish interview with Britt Ekland. It's lovely to listen to her. Or there's also an interview with I forgot. I really forgot. That's why I save all these things. You're right. Free-spirited nature of people in Spain. Absolutely. I love the Spanish. And the Spanish Bond fans are really, really, really nice and very well organized. I mean, they have their very, very small group called Archivo 007. And they are so welcoming and really knowledgeable. Some of them have written books, really good books. And I really enjoyed my time in Madrid, yeah. And the way they hyped me and my film, it gave you sort of a feeling that you're a star, but that's something a road I never wanted to go through or down, because I'm just as normal as anybody else. I eat the soup with a spoon just like the rest of us. And I go to the same toilet, which actually I have to go to. What do I do now? That's a dilemma. What do you do when you have to go to the loo on a live stream? Oh, God. First I play this hand. Ace and a 10. Can I win with that? 2, queen and an 8. 8, 9, 10. I need a jack. Let's check. Ace on the table. Aces win. I have an ace, so I have a pair, and an ace is very high. One more card coming. Usually now you can start driving up the bet. So I'll bet 1,100. Hope that somebody drops out. Raises. Okay. I go all in and hope that my aces win the day. And they do. I won! 6,500. Yes, I won with 2 aces. Fantastic. I love that. I love that. I hate when students have American English at school, because I do a lot of reading. At the moment, it's a lot of reading. They read books and short stories, and a lot of them are from America, having topics like racism and racial identity. And when I read, I always switch to my American voice when I know that the story is set in America, somewhere in America. Usually I hate it, but then it's appropriate because they get more into the spirit of things, and they need to hear different colors of English, different accents, and American is no exception to that. We have a section where they are taught American English and the difference to English, the Queen's English. Now it's the King's English, obviously. But, well, I don't like American English. But I can do it for fun. So let's see what I have. I have a 6 and a 5. Can do decent Texas accent. But, decent. Howdy, partner. 6 and a 5. I throw that away. Do I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do. 6, 5, 4, 3, 1 would need an ace. Well, let's see the first 3 cards and then make a decision. Okay, that's gonna take me nowhere. Queen, jack, and a queen. No. If just one of the other players has a queen or a jack, no, I'm gonna fold. Don't want to see the rest. See? Useless. I would have lost anyway. And I just won, so... No. No. You have to throw some hands away. Absolutely. You wish you were on a Spanish beach. Spanish beach. Or Sean Connery. Yeah, certainly. It has gone pretty cold. I mean, here, it's pretty cold at night. I'm cold just sitting here. I don't know why I do it. Pure fun. Oh, I've got to work tomorrow. Well, it's only 11. In England, it's 10. So, yeah, I imagine it's rather chilly where you are. It's here as well. And mainly, I think we get the weather from you. What's coming from Scotland down over England is coming to us eventually. So, winter is coming. 8 and 4. What clubs? Let's see the first 3 cards. Let's see what's going to happen. Nope. Nope. Again, it's not going to help me. Nope. I can bet on 2 more cards with clubs, but I'm going to throw it away. No, I'm going to wait for something really good. Who's my favorite Bond girl? Good question. I had a favorite Bond girl once. It was actually Electra King, although she's more a villain. But I've always labeled her as a Bond girl. Oh, I go along with that. Queen and a jack. Yeah, Electra King, because she's, I don't know, it just appealed to me a lot. First of all, it's Sophie Marceau. Don't need to talk about that. Great actress, gorgeously looking, and turning her from love interest into victim and then into villain, I thought that was really, really well done. I mean, well isn't enough, had a lot of plot holes, but I thought this was really, really, really good and a great role for her. Apart from that, Vesper Lind, yeah, because she shares her last name with me. What could I say? Although her last name is written with a Y and mine is written with an I. But okay. But mainly Vesper Lind, because of the dialogue she has with Bond in Casino Royale, really, really feisty and equal. I would never say Christmas Jones. No Christmas jokes. I'm gonna call. I have a jack, so I already have a pair. What is that? Is that a 9? It's a 9. 9, 10, jack, queen. 9, 10, jack, queen. If there is a king or an 8, I could win something. Let's go along with it. 7. Oh, bollocks. I also use that a lot. Bollocks. Classic. Bollocks. What do I do now? I only have a pair of jacks. Okay. I'll do it. I'll drive it up for 500 with a pair of jacks. Pair of 10, pair of 9s. 2 pairs. Oh, man. That was American, wasn't it? Oh, man. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've visited England. I'm actually going next year. I'm going to London with a friend. Yeah. She wanted to see London, and I know London quite well. Know it better than the place where I live. I've been to all the locations in London, or mostly all locations in London, which is very exciting, but a lot of walking. And I showed it to a lot of people, and they all complained it's too much walking. I said, oh, well. Constantly complain. People constantly complain. You do something for them and they complain. Queen and a 4. I will call. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah. You're northwest. I never made it past London, actually. The furthest was Windsor. And that was a long time ago. That was in 1995, when I was first in London with my mum. And I met Princess Diana. Yes, I did. I shook her hand. Mm-hmm. And I think that triggered my love for England and made me cheer the 3 Lions in the World Cup and everything that came after that. I have a Union Jack flying on my balcony every day of the year, and I sing the anthem whenever appropriate. I cry rivers when the Queen dies. Well, only happens once in my lifetime. It really hit me hard. Don't know if you're a royalist or something. I certainly am, but Diana triggered that, and it was I remember well. It was in 1995. It was the end of the war celebrations, 50 years end of the war celebration, VE Day, and I learned about it on Tower Bridge because it was closed, and we were wondering what was going on. And my mom said, well, I taught you English. Go ask a Bobby, ask a nice policeman what's going on here. And there actually was one. I think he was dressed as a Bobby, but he had a program of what was happening on the day on the Thames. And I asked in English, and he said, it's VE Day celebration at the end of the war with Germany. And I thought, okay, you're German. I went back with that information to my mom, and she said, okay, from now on, we're Dutch. Just when somebody asks. And that was really, really fun. And the royal family was constantly going back and forth to whatever, St. Paul's Cathedral for a service, and we were sightseeing in the city. And they came back through the Mall, going to Buckingham Palace. Once I photographed them in the evening, the Queen in the Rolls Royce with the Duke of Edinburgh, and Charles and Diana when they were still married, also in a Rolls Royce. And then there was Sunday, good weather, and they went to a church service in St. Paul's Cathedral, and we were on the Mall, and they came back, and Charles and Diana got out in front of Buckingham Palace, and I was on the right side of Buckingham Palace. When you stand in front of Buckingham Palace, I was on the right side, and there were all these tribunes for the evening celebration, and on the left side were tons of people because that's where the park is, and I was on the right side, and there was not many people, and Charles automatically went to the big crowd and Diana went to the small crowd, and I was there at the right moment, and I shook her hand and I said I shouldn't be here because I'm German and you're celebrating the end of the war with Germany. And she said everybody is welcome in Great Britain, we don't make any exception. And I found that such a nice and classy thing to say, because I was like, how old was I? I was 14, 15, 14. think I was 14. Yeah. Left a lasting impression. And when she died in that tunnel in Paris, I didn't go to school the day after that, I remember. Yeah. This is Bond chat, why I'm telling you all of this. It's my life. But that's how I am. That's how I roll. Yeah, absolutely. The Queen was a class act. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm a royalist through and through. Yeah. No way I can win with that. Pair of fours. Have to fold. No. I'm staying on my 5,200. Thank you. Yeah. Those were the days. It was really exciting. That was really exciting. But you said before that you would be nervous talking to Bond girl. People get nervous talking to a lot of people. Just talking to stars. I'm not going to play with a jack and an 8 with an all-in. No. I told you where I was really, really nervous. I was really, really nervous interviewing David Arnold. Because I wrote to him on Facebook. And this was the very first interview for my documentary, A Bond for Life, How James Bond Changed My Life. And I knew I wanted to interview guest stars. I knew it would be hard contacting them, asking them to do something for free. And David replied to me on Facebook. He was very, very nice. And he had this concert of his work being performed in concert with himself as the conductor and also on the guitar when he played the Bond theme and stuff like that. And I said it was at the Royal Festival Hall in 2014, I think. Yeah, that's when we started filming in 2014. And this was the very first interview I asked for. And I met David before, actually, a year before. And I sent him the photo we took. That's I think why he remembered me. And I said, would you this time have time not only for a photo but for an interview, just short, because I know the concert will finish rather late. And he said, yeah, just come to the rear entrance, to the artist's entrance. You know where it is, because yeah, last time I was there, he actually wrote, you know where it is. And he came out after the concert, and there was a really long queue. And I was the first there, because I actually left when everybody was still applauding in the Royal Festival Hall. I left, got my camera equipment from the, not reception, but where you leave your stuff, your bags and your coat and everything, and went round the back of the Royal Festival Hall and was the first one in line. And my friend from Paris, he was behind me, and then there was a whole group of John Barry enthusiasts who also visit the David Arnold concerts because they generally like James Bond composers very much. And they shielded me from everybody who was in the festival hall. It was really a lot of people. And there were a lot of famous people there. Andrew Lloyd Webber was there. He passed me by. I think Brian May was there. Yeah, I think I saw him. I mean, he's incredibly huge. Michael Ball was there. They were all just in the audience. They had nothing to do with the show. They were just in the audience. But hey, they live in London, so they can go to any concert they like. That was really amazing. And I didn't say something to any of them. I just let them pass by, and yeah. And then I got to David Arnold, and I did something you normally don't do. You do everything wrong when you're really nervous. I pulled his suit, his jacket, which was a lot more expensive than mine, I would imagine. And I said, I'm Benjamin. I'm the one who asked you for an interview. And he said, yeah, it's fine. Set up your camera in there. You can go through the sliding door and set up your camera there, but I have to sign some autographs and some CDs and take some pictures. So I went inside, and there was a security guard. I was terribly nervous, but he saw that I had just spoken with David and that he motioned me inside so I could set my camera up there. And then I waited, and it was really long. I think it was an hour. It was an hour until he was finished taking photos and signing a lot of CDs and stuff. And then came the moment where I had to pin the microphone on him. And I pinned it on the wrong side. And then I pinned it on the right side. And we stood opposite each other. And I knew the camera image had me and him in one shot. And I thought, don't make any stupid movements. Don't act weird, don't stand weird, and just ask some questions. And I said some stupid stuff. The original extended interview was a lot longer than in the actual film, and I I know exactly what I said. I said this concert was fantastic. It was the best concert I saw in London, and I've seen 3 so far. So that's, of course, yeah, nothing to compare it to when you've only seen 3 concerts. But I was really nervous. I was really, really nervous. Yeah, that was good. What was the first Bond movie you ever saw? Mine was Live and Let Die. Mine was GoldenEye. GoldenEye. Yeah, that was the first one. And it was an accident. It was a total accident. So I'm going to play this round. I'm going to waste away my $5,000 because soon I have to go to bed. I have to work tomorrow. But I'm gonna be online again. Maybe tomorrow evening. Yeah, because it's fun. And next week I'm on leave. I have holiday. So let's just call that. I have a queen. That's okay. Is anybody else here? I don't know. Is anybody else watching? Queen. 2 kings. If I get another queen... Well, let's raise it. If I get another queen, I might have 2 pair. Let's just see. No, it's not going to work. I know it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I can fold. Horrible. Horrible! That was horrible. Yeah, the first movie was GoldenEye for me. And as I said, it was an accident because I went to the cinema with my mom. We wanted to see Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer. But that was the time when they still had 6 and a 4, I'm going to throw that away. When they still had real projectors with 35 millimeters. And they had a habit of breaking down. And Dangerous Minds, the projector did not work, or the film did not work, so they said you can go to the other screen, because it was a cinema with just 2 screens in a small village in the south of Germany. And they said, well, you paid, you can watch the other film, it's a Bond film. And I remember distinctly the man at the front said, it's a film especially nice for young boys. And he said it was okay if my mom went in it with me, then I was allowed to see it because I was underage. And I could not believe what was unfolding in front of me on the screen. It was all so big and so glossy, and so it was just a fantastic dream world. That was, yeah, it got me hooked. And then came Tomorrow Never Dies, when they were still on a 2-year rhythm. And Tomorrow Never Dies was already, for me, the cherry on the cake. I thought, wow. And it was filmed in Hamburg. And I lived close to Hamburg at that time. At one point, I worked in Hamburg. So this was a world you could almost touch. And that was really, really fantastic. So these 2 films got me hooked. GoldenEye was the initial spark, and Tomorrow Never Dies continued that. So 9 and the 3. I can't do anything with it. I'm gonna check. In retrospect, a lot of GoldenEye might be awkward when you look at it thoroughly. But in the cinema, seeing it for the first time as a young boy, this did not have any weight. It was just, I was just sitting there in awe of what was unfolding in front of me on the screen. And I couldn't give a thought of, is that inappropriate, or is that weird, is that awkward? Not at all. Not at all. No. It was all just fantastic and magical to me. 2000 with a 9 and a 3? No. Not gonna do that. Not reckless. Not stupid. What was your first Bond film, though? You would Live and Let Die. You wrote it. I have to do this and that all the time. Live and Let Die. I love Live and Let Die. I tell you why. Because Live and Let Die has, and we've done that watch along. I've done the watch along with Yannick. Live and Let Die has severe problems from a perspective of today because of the blaxploitation and this whole voodoo stuff. It was well done though. But what really stands out for me is the music of George Martin. This is just one of the most insanely brilliant Bond scores, apart from John Barry, who is without rivals, definitely John Barry. But George Martin's music, fantastic, really. Hi, Mike Story. Glad you're here. I'm almost about to finish. I just have to lose all my money. Pair of Kings. That's good. Pair of Kings. I'm going to stay with that. I'm going to check first. Yeah. Pair of Kings. Oh. This is so horrible. I actually really have to go to the toilet. This is so embarrassing in a live stream. Would you excuse me for a second? I leave you with think of how, if I should bet on just with a pair of kings. I'm back in a second. Oh God. Oh, this is so awkward. Apologies, my friends. When nature calls. This never happened to me before. I've done 4-hour live streams, but well, I'm 42 now. Guess things are going downhill. Max, you're from Washington State in the US. You wonder where you could watch the documentary Bond for Life? Sadly, it's not available commercially anywhere because it has a lot of copyright stuff in it. I hoped that there could be an online release or something because I gave the Blu-ray to Barbara Broccoli. Actually, I was in Eon House in London. I met Barbara Broccoli at the premiere of Spectre and told her that I would give her the Blu-ray. And I met her again at a small fan event at the Bond in Motion when it was still in London, where they had an evening with David Arnold, where he spoke about his music. And I got the chance to speak to her in a bit more private manner, and she had her assistant with her, and she said to make an appointment with me to come to Eon House the next day, because that was actually the day I left London in the evening. Went back by plane, and I went there the next morning at 10 o'clock, and I was actually in Eon House once, Piccadilly. That was exciting. That was really exciting. Ringing that doorbell where everybody just takes a photo with, and I did as well, but the door was open for me and I got the chance to give them my film, but I never received a reply of any kind, nothing whatsoever, which is really, really sad. But over the years, I always understood how full Barbara Broccoli's desk must be, but still, the film was dedicated to Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson, and it says so at the beginning. And really a lot of effort went into it, and a lot of people they know provided interviews for it. So it was kind of sad that there was never any reaction, but okay. At some point you just forget about it. So sadly, I never made it commercially available. First of all, there is copyright music in there, although Yannick Zenhäuser, my good friend from Switzerland, composed most of the music. There are 2 or 3 copyright titles in there, and then I don't know how it is with all the film clips I used. Certainly you can't sell it somewhere. I was working on a 4K conversion, and I wanted to turn it into a web series, so that each week you get a chunk, like a TV show, like really a TV series. And because the film works in sections, it has several sections going through the years from when I saw GoldenEye until this premiere of Spectre in London, where I went to. This is not off the table. I have all the material here, and what would be a benefit would be re-editing the footage, because we filmed around 50 hours of material on location and interview footage. So the film has a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. So with 50 hours of material, I would actually be able to edit a weekly series that it's much longer than the original film. But the question is it still interesting then? Do people want to know all of that stuff? And because it's my personal life story. To put that on film was a daunting task. And we had a world premiere here in Germany. I brought the film to Spain, as I mentioned earlier. I also brought it to Switzerland, and it was at 2 festivals, really small festivals, out of competition. It was just, I had a festival cut for an American film festival, the Chagrin Film Festival. I made a 58-minute cut, but I never know if it was shown. I have no idea. Didn't get any reply. So now I've been to the loo, I can go on for 4 more hours. No, I can't, because I have to work tomorrow. Washington State, that's where Seattle is. Yeah. Yep, that's where Seattle is. The brother of my ex-boss, the world is so small. The brother of my ex-boss, all the brothers are from Northampton, but he ended up in Seattle. Yeah. Married an American. And, went over the pond to America. And I think he's a highway cop. Lovely people. Yeah. I'm going to call. Because I rarely play. Did anybody notice I rarely play? Now I have 2 pairs. Guys, I'm winning. Now I know I'm winning. I have 2 kings and I have 2 8s. And now I'm going to drive it up for 1,000. Oh. See? I won. I knew it. Of course, I have pants on. No. I wouldn't forget I'm on camera. No, I'm very aware that I'm on camera. And it's just too cold not to have pants on in my house. Because have you looked at the energy prices lately? I don't turn on the heating until it's really freezing cold. Don't know why I'm doing it to myself. So, a 10 and a 5 of clubs. Could go for a flush there if I have a few clubs. Let's go. Yeah, I'm vaping. I know it's bad for your health. Sorry. That's the way I am. Oh, 800. Don't know, with a 10 and a 5 of clubs. No. I'm gonna lose it. Well, let's do it. See, that's me. No, I know it's bad. Oh, let's do it. And that's what breaks your neck in poker. That's what breaks your neck. Being reckless. But now, look at what's on the table. I have 4 clubs. Ace, king, 10, 5. If I get one more, I have a flush. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going to check first. See what they do. Diamonds. I need one more club. If that card doesn't come, just the symbol, I have nothing. So usually, you have to remember, everybody else sees the cards on the table and they will calculate what you have. If I now go for, let's say, $3,000, people will think, oh, he's got clubs. He's got 2 clubs, at least. And when the 5th card comes, and it is a club, then I would drive up the bet. I would really increase it. There are 2 people left in the game, but we're not there yet. Let me check first. See, now there's my dilemma. I have nothing except a pair of 10s. That's all I have. I have a pair of 10s. Do I have anything else? No. 5, can't, no. 10, pair of 10s. That's it. I can check and see if I can just get the bets, because a pair of 10 is quite high. Somebody else could have a pair of kings or a pair of aces. That would beat me anyway. Let's go check and lose in with grace. Well, I won with the pair of 10s. Now let's look what the others have. High card ace. High card ace. Why? Let's go to 5 and a 7. Useless. Ah, okay. Okay, I see. Pair. A pair of 3s. Yeah. And I have a pair of 10s, which is the highest. Yeah. Wow, $7,600. Look where I am. I started really bad, but now I'm really good. Oh. So, what you really love about fandom is how varied and inclusive it is. Truly has every kind of person you can think of. Wonderful, welcoming community. That's true. That's true. I've seen some other sides of it, but mainly you are true. Yeah, the people I know in the German fan club, the people I meet here over my channel, I really cherish every single one of you guys, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. I love to interact. I would love to interact a lot more, but as I said, voice chat would be complete chaos. But I would love to do live sessions with more fans over Skype. I will certainly do something in the future. And at the moment, it's difficult to do something. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was through with Bond. I was finished with it. I thought everything has been talked about, and there is nothing more I can add to any discussion. We've spoken about everything: the cast, the locations, the plots. We've reviewed pretty much every film. Every major fan has reviewed all the films. I'm not going with a 7 and a 4. Oh, pair of 7s. Yeah, okay. Pair of 7s and pair of 5s. Could have won with 2 pair, but sometimes you throw cards away. And, yeah. But okay. I'm still not quite over the thought that I stopped doing stuff with Bond, because at the moment, I don't see a future for Bond. Oh, pair of 4s. Low pair, but I'm going to stay with it. As long as they keep saying, we haven't begun work yet, we haven't decided on the future of Bond, we haven't even started to look at actors to portray Bond. As long as this is going on, people start to lose interest. And it's not just me, it's a lot of other people. A lot of other fans lost interest just because Daniel Craig was Bond, and they had a story arc telling the backstory of Bond and his traumas and dilemmas. People didn't like that. A lot of people I know didn't like that, and they dropped out completely and said, I don't want anything to do with Bond. I watch the old films and that's it. I don't know if I'm at that point of completely letting go. For the moment, I just think I need to find a new way of doing things, or explore new areas like doing these live streams, just doing something else, just chatting. I'm okay with chatting, and I'm happy to talk about Bond, but preparing videos takes a lot of time. And if you've seen some of the videos on my channel, you know that they are not edited in one day. It takes a lot of time, and this and I work full time now, so I have a part-time job at an old people's home, at a retirement home. I work in the restaurant service, which is a very stressful job. For the first 6 hours of my day, and then I teach English. So I usually, on average, I have an 11-hour day. And when that day is over, I go to the horses and train with the horses. So sometimes I come back 9 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock in the evening, and then the last thing you want to do is make a video on something about Bond. So I have to wait for free time, which is either a day off or having a holiday, which I never have because it's only half days. When I don't have to work at the old people's home, like next week when I'm on holiday, I still have half a day with my English students. So it's only just half a day of holiday. And going live in the evening is something else. That's just a way of spending my evening. And I get that from the Twitch streamers. And partly, I'm telling you, because I'm open about everything. I went through a separation. My girlfriend left me in March after almost 3.5 years, and that was a tough blow for me. So I spend my evenings alone, and here's the sob story. And I feel less alone when I can do something with other people. So it's just an example. Today I stayed longer at work just to be 1 hour less alone at home. Well, now I dragged it down. But it's, interacting with you guys gives me a lot. It gives me a confidence boost and the feeling that I do something meaningful. And not just for the community. And you're right, it is a welcoming community. And it has a reason why my film was called How James Bond Changed My Life. Because when James Bond came into my life and stayed in my life through all these years, always something happened. My mother died in 1997. That was the year when Tomorrow Never Dies was released. It pulled me out of that really dark place where I was in after my mother died. And several things happened over the years after that. And there was always a Bond film to go to. And I really started late with doing this online stuff, being active in social media, having an Instagram. Having a YouTube came in 2019. I mean, before that I had a website, but people don't read anymore. They don't read articles anymore. They would like to have everything presented as visual media. So I think that's what I will completely switch to, visual media, meaning YouTube. Thank you, Vinny. I hope I'm a good guy. I try to be. And the pleasure is mutual. I really love to talk to a lot of Bond fans. That was something I enjoyed when we did the watch-alongs. There were a lot of people in the chat room interacting with us, and we tried to really respond to everything. Yannick read all the messages, and I always had an eye on the chat, but couldn't respond so much because of the technical aspects of things here. But this is not just passing the time or something. This is really, for me, it's something really meaningful. Yeah. And in the future, I would love to interact more. I would love to work with you together to give me ideas for videos, things you want to know, things you want me to find out, things you want me to cover. If you want me to review the films, I do it. I mean, and I don't do much favoritism. So who's your favorite Bond? Who's your favorite, what's your favorite location? And something like that. But I have a great knowledge of all things Bond. And I would like to share it. I love to share it because this keeps the history of Bond alive, and it transports it to the next generation that already comes after us. And yeah. Max, you have a delay in the stream? I'm sorry. I don't know how this happens. Because I've streamed a lot and I put it onto an ultra low latency so that it catches up quickly. But yeah, well. Sometimes. You're in Olympia, about an hour south of Seattle, see? But at least I know that Seattle is in Washington State. I know a lot about the US, actually. People would be surprised. My students are always surprised because I give them all the knowledge I have. I do the same thing. I guess it's a teacher's illness. You try to teach them more than they need. But yeah, I know the weird stuff. I know all the US presidents backwards until Eisenhower, or no, Roosevelt. Yeah, including their wives. That's just weird. Who does that? Who knows that? Weird. I can't remember what I ate yesterday, but I can do that. And I can try to name all the 50 states, but it will only be 35. I know. So, what do I have? I have a pair of 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. If there is a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would have a straight. Oh, for 3,200. Do I want to know that? Do I want to have the last card for that kind of money? Do I want to raise? Otherwise, I just have a pair of 4s. I can easily lose with that. If that person who raised 3,000 has another ace, then he has a 3 of a kind. Should I do it? Should I do it? Give me a yes or a no. Should I? What would you do? Vinny, what would you do? I mean, we're rubbish at cards anyway. We can only lose. What would a pro do? A pro would read the other person. Too bad I'm playing against the computer. What kind of information that you know are people surprised that you know it? Do you have an example, Vinny? I'll do it, and I'm gonna lose. But one is dropping out because it's too high. The second one as well. 6. Oh, 6 of hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Music. Yeah, music from before you were born. Yeah. I'm stuck in the 60s. I know a lot of that. And I sung a lot of 60s hits. Yeah. Some I did live. Old movies and history. Yeah. I'm a history buff. So that's why some of the questions from 007 Road to a Million, that horrid Amazon show, oh, it was so shite. Oh, it almost makes me swear in Scottish. I can feel it coming. Oh, Yannick loves that. And Yannick hates when I sound like a fake Al Pacino. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I was born in the 80s. But I don't remember any of it. But I went through the 90s, and I got interested in music from the 60s in early 2000s, I think. Early 2000s, 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I started actively singing and recording. Recordings I keep. And I did a lot of 60s songs, swing and jazz, because that's what my voice is good for. I've tried other things, but play that hand, Benjamin, play that hand. It's not good to check at this stage. Nobody would do it. Nobody will believe you. they would just drive it up. But I'll do it anyway, because I'm cheeky. Checked as well. Got a pair of aces. I knew it. I knew it. Stupid. Stupid. Oh, he increased. Of course he had a pair of aces. Now I'm down to 4,000. So, you watched 3 episodes. Good. That was my starting point. I made a pause after that. But then I continued. None of the contestants seemed to realize the Bond connections. Yeah. That made it even more odd for me. That apart from the fact that these Bond relics, the cars, the props, were just standing around somewhere. As I said in my review, it was just uselessly put somewhere, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the question. It was just eye candy. That was what it was, eye candy. And you can't build a show on eye candy. Really, not well. I wanted to say not today, but when you look at, for example, just the German television scene, there is so much useless rubbish that I don't even watch television anymore. I don't have television. I have my Amazon free channels that I can get here in Germany, but I don't have any private channels. Nothing. Because from morning to evening, there is just shite. It's just shite. I know some of English telly isn't better, but no. It's game show after game show, intercut with talk shows, and occasionally some news. But, yeah. I know. Naked Attraction, yeah, I know. Love Island. Is Love Island not British as well? I think Love Island, and they imported it to Germany. The thing is, we import everything from you guys in the UK. We just copy it. Rarely we have our own ideas, and it says at the end of the show, at the end card, based on. For example, we have a German version of The Chase, which is a bloody good game show. The Chase. I love it. I love the original British version, but we have it here as well. And here it's called Asked, Chased, something like that. It's also good because it follows the concept of the chase in minute detail, but it's German. Well, yeah. Naked Attraction we don't have. I don't think so. No, I think we have a German version of Love Island, and we certainly have a German version of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Yeah, which was interesting to watch in the first years, but today, no, I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that shit. And I think I've seen everything. 10 and a 5 of hearts for 800. Oh, really, really, really. 10 and a 5 of hearts. Well, let's go. Yep, let's go for it. Fold. All in. Yeah, great. I'm not gonna win that, am I? Everybody's going all in. Why? What do they have? What the hell? They can't both have 2 aces. That would be weird. Well, I have the money. Let's see it. Germany has a version of Naked. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I don't even watch telly anymore. I lost. Pair of queens, pair of kings. Well played. How's it called though? Is it called Naked Attraction? It probably has a German title because we translate everything. We translate everything. No, really. It's I'm so off telly, and I don't have the time or the energy to watch telly. I mean, I fall asleep within 10 minutes in the evening when the only thing that I do is I pop some film on the beamer or a TV series, and sometimes films with a length of 2 hours, I put them on pause, and the next evening I hit the play button again. So my Blu-ray player is on all the time. It's on 24 hours a day. So that I just have to hit the play button again when I come home and want to watch the rest of the film. But sometimes a 2-hour film takes me 1 week to watch. Because in the evening I just fall asleep. And that's it. Yeah. Weak and feeble. Celebrity crush. Honestly, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. It sounds familiar, but I'm probably just familiar with the UK version. An ace and a 10. I'm gonna stay with that. When I have an ace, I will play the hand. Yep. 1,000. Will I play it for 1,600? Yeah, I've got an ace and a 10. I will. Oh, do you have a celebrity crush? The thing is, I can't read the rest of the newest sentences because there's a stupid heart there. What does it do? Oh, okay. I can send smileys and stuff. A celebrity crush. I have to think about that. She might be watching. No. Oh. Pair of 10s. I'm gonna stay in. A celebrity crush. I have 3 10s. Look, there are 2 10s on the table and I have one in my hand. Plus an ace. I'm gonna go all in. Just for the fun of it. And I'm gonna win. 5,450. See, I won. With 3 10s. A celebrity crush. I really have to think about that. For a second. Is it a singer? Is it an actress? Oh, man. I'm fond of a lot of celebrities. The thing is, when I was young, I really had an unhealthy crush on a singer. Yeah. From the ABBA teens group from Sweden. I had a really unhealthy crush on one of the singers. And I actually went to the place where she lived. That's how unhealthy it was. We'll never do something like that again. Sent her flowers when they did a show here in Germany. Ew, sent her roses. That was really weird. Stalker kind of thing. Never do it again. Not proud of it. Well, half proud of it, because I ended up in a magazine. Some magazine wrote about a crazy fan who sent roses. But yeah, my 15 minutes of fame. Otherwise, I'm just fond of some celebrities. Jennifer Lawrence, I like a lot. Incredible talent. Ridiculously funny. Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. I really like her a lot. Otherwise, off the top of my head, no. Don't know. I'll go with Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer, if you see that, I'm expecting a call soon. Right. I think she would be fun to hang out with, though. Do you have a celebrity crush? Tell me. God, some questions are really hard to think about. I rarely have a crush on anyone these days. Max, I understand experimenting with Bond to keep it fresh, find a new audience. Recent decisions from Eon are interesting. The book changes, the game show, mobile game. How do you feel about it? I have to be honest, the game show is shite. That's what I said yesterday in my review, and I say that after watching 8 hours of it, 8 hours of my life that nobody gives back to me. It was a waste of money. It was a waste of time. And yeah, of course, they always try to keep it fresh. They have tried to keep it fresh when they brought in Daniel Craig, and then from one film to the next, they tried to keep it fresh for a new audience. But they, dare I say, sacrificed the old guard, the old fans, because we have feelings too. As simple as that. You cannot just sacrifice everything to get a fresh or new audience. You have to sort of balance or level it for both. And I know this is tricky and difficult, but from what I see, a lot of things that they do when it comes to merchandising and events, they do very little events nowadays. The only thing that's going around is Bond in Motion. It's now coming to Prague, then it's going to Vienna, which is great because both cities I would like to revisit. That is really nice, and it's nice to see this exhibition together with other fans, and I know they will form groups and go there, and then it's great to meet up. But that's pretty much the only exhibition that is going around that is supported and officially done by Eon Productions. Otherwise, what is there? The fan clubs do much better events than any officials, and they do it at such a high class. Look at the French or the Swiss and the Germans and us. Yeah, we did so many big events with stars, always with guest stars, or very small scale, and visiting locations, having dinners together regularly, really regularly, and there is a constant exchange happening. That is really great. But what's coming from the official side, it's just, I don't know. For some years, I have the feeling they have a gold mine, and they just decided to not go and dig for gold. That's there are better ways to put it, but look at the 007 store, for instance, and the merchandise they sell. Would you want to buy any of it? I don't, because I don't have the money. It looks like it appeals to rich kids who don't know what to do with their money. I don't want to buy a suitcase for £5,000. Why? What should I do with it? Why? It's or these ridiculous looking shirts by Bella Freud, who never even, nobody ever heard of her. Who is she? And the t-shirts look like a 5-year-old designed them. And it's just weird because every other week something like that pops up and you think, what did they think when they put that together and then put it out on the market? What? I don't think Eon is losing interest in supporting the franchise as a whole, but or mismanagement. I don't know. I don't really want to go into labeling things too much. Let me think about that for a second. I play this hand and then I think about it. Mismanagement. You would be quick to use that word. It's a good word actually for what I'm thinking about. I have a king, a queen, and a jack, and a 9. If I get a 10, yeah, I'll stay in it for 800. Okay. Sorry. 10. Now I have 9, 10, king, queen, jack. That is a straight, so I can go all in. If somebody has something better, this is a crucial moment. If I win... Oh, I lost everything. No, I won it. I actually won it as straight with a king. Yeah. 9, 10, jack, queen, king. 16,750. I just won. The others had nothing. 2 jacks. And a straight with a queen. But my king is higher. Wow. That was indeed a good hand, wasn't it? That was good. Once in an evening, at least. Now, the good player will now leave the table and say, I have $16,750. I will go. Thank you. That would be it. In a casino, that's what you should do. People who are sick, who who have a gambling addiction, they would go on because they think they can repeat that hand, or they might have a stroke of luck and the next hand will be as good as the one before. But look at what I have now, a 5 and a 3. I would throw that away. I would fold, because although it's diamonds, I can go the first round, but it's already at 400. I think the blinds have increased. Must have. And when the blinds increase, you have to think, $400 is $400, no matter if I have 16,750 now. I fold. No. Now I want something high. I want aces, I want kings and queens and jacks. If I can get that, I'll play. Otherwise, nah, stay with your money. Stay with your money. So, mismanagement. I wouldn't say that, because if it would really be mismanagement, a lot more things would have happened. We would have seen a lot more bad decisions being made. I think losing interest is also not the thing. I would say at this point in time, the James Bond franchise, James Bond having died in the last film, we are at a crucial crossroads for the Bond franchise. Very crucial. So it's so very important what they do next. And they know it is very important what they do next. No decision is ever easy. I mean, look at these films, how they are made, how much they cost, how much is behind that, how many people work on one film. And the Bond films, they all have one thing in common. Let's throw that away. They are massive projects with a massive amount of people working to make that film a success. You know? So no decision is ever made lightly. But of course, you can make a lot of wrong decisions that don't pay out in the end when you have a franchise with films that are so expensive and they just have to perform at the box office. They have to go over the break-even point and then make winnings. They have to actually make money and not break even or go under that and lose money. That cannot happen with these films. The more expensive they are, the bigger the disappointment when they flop. Obvious. And we are in a time where films get more and more expensive. Big blockbuster films. And I don't know. Would a Martin Campbell save it? I don't know. How old is he now? By the way. 70? Over 70? I don't think he would save it. I don't know what would save Bond at this moment. I think it will be a complete surprise what they come up with, the actor they come up with to play Bond in the future, but I think it's not a wise idea to let this drag on for too long. But we know that now we're looking at maybe 2 to 4 years, maybe not 4 years. I think we will have something sooner, but it sounds like a very long time that we will have to wait. And that content creators like me have to film. Have to fill. I could film. I could do a film in between. Have to fill with content and keeping everybody entertained and keeping us entertained. Myself. I mean, I'm not an exception. What do I do until a new Bond film hits the cinemas? And you lose some people along the way. But yeah, I'm not part of the industry. I'm not part of the filmmaking industry. I consider myself a documentary filmmaker. But I've done other projects apart from Bond. So, but I really would not like to work on a film of that scale, to be honest, as somebody who has something to say. when the film and its earnings and its potential success on the global stage is in your hands. I don't want to have that position. I don't want to have Barbara Broccoli's position or Michael Wilson's position. Vinny, Martin Campbell is 80. Thank you for telling me. I didn't know he was that old. But I don't see an 80-year-old Martin Campbell saving the Bond franchise. That's something that's not going to happen. What combination do you think is critical to the next film's success? Director, actor, script, all of the above. Always is. Script, first and foremost. And with the script of the new film comes the idea for the relaunch. Because now they need to relaunch it. For now, for the time being, Bond is dead. Bond died in the last film. So what do you do with it now? Do you do something with Bond in the past? Then you are limited in terms of gadgets and stuff that you can do. If another Bond film plays in the 60s, they can't do large-scale, big action chase sequences because, I don't know, a lot of the stuff just would look awkward or out of place, and people wouldn't identify with it, I think. I have to think a lot. I have to think, because this video will be here long after I'm gone. So, Benjamin, don't say anything weird. So, obviously, script, very important. The scripts have always been important. And they, through the Brosnan era and also into the Daniel Craig era, they have been weakened by Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. Often, sadly. Let's go with it. Let's go with Queen and 8. They're not at all rubbish, but the scripts they delivered often had massive flaws and left a lot to be desired. Still good films came out of it, though. Director, obviously, yes. Very important, sure. People call for Christopher Nolan to direct a Bond film. I personally hate Christopher Nolan. But, hate is a strong word. I dislike Christopher Nolan's films. Let's not go to hate. Let's go to dislike. That's better. But I also dislike Hans Zimmer. So, and there is only one piece of music from the No Time to Die film score that I like. The rest I thought was bollocks. But I have very strong opinions. I'm sorry. And a lot of it comes from my heart. A lot of it is heart decisions, not head decisions. If I don't like a piece of music, I don't like a piece of music. If it doesn't appeal to me, that's the way it is. It's, and I say it. There's no need to sugarcoat anything. If I don't like something, I don't like something. So obviously, for a new film, the direction is important. Not the direction by the director, but the direction they're going. Where is it going to go? What time is the film set in? Modern day would be best. No story arc, please. Also a very important decision. If you want to, I don't know, if you want the audience to stay and have a story arc, then you need to bring films on a regular basis. Good example for the moment is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Yeah, you have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I saw it in the cinema because I watch every Mission Impossible film. Don't know why. It's always the same, but I like it. Escapism. But now, I read they rebranded the new film. There is no new title yet, but they delayed it 1 whole year, and it's not being called Dead Reckoning Part 2, it's being called some other title, because somebody thought it would be weird to have Part 1 and Part 2. Maybe there is some other reason behind it. I don't know, and I don't care. The only thing that I care about is, now I've seen Part 1, and by the time Part 2 hits the cinemas, I forgot completely what Part 1 was about. That's my problem. And a new audience that you confront with a new Bond film, I mean, let's be serious. If they are going for 16, 17, 18-year-olds today because of all the social media and smartphones and tablets and gaming consoles and everything, and the world being so fast, they have an attention span of a squirrel, to be frank. And I mean, I teach students every day. They are very, very bright. But at some point, sometimes when you talk to people, you think, I just told you 5 minutes ago. Why can't you simply just remember that? I mean, it's easy. It's an easy thing. Grammar stuff or vocabulary. I told you 3 times today. Why do you still make the mistake? Because sometimes they have an attention span like a squirrel. Seriously. That's the thing. And confront them with a story arc film, they completely forgot about the first thing they saw. Vinny, thank you for being part of it. Was lovely to talk to you. Hope you're going to join the next live stream. I'm going to be online more frequently since I'm alone at home. Yeah, that's basically it. Limited series, better approach. What do you mean, like a spin-off? Or actual Bond? I don't know. I don't trust this Amazon thing. I really don't. What I hoped, the only thing I hoped Amazon would do is put pressure on Eon Productions to do something good, but mainly targeted towards bringing a new film and starting work on a new film, then under the Eon Amazon banner. But Vinny, have a nice evening. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. 8 10-hour long episodes. 8 to 10 hour long episodes. I don't know. I really don't know. I agree with Barbara Broccoli when she says Bond is made for the big screen. And some things you just can't do on the big screen. I wouldn't go to the cinema multiple times for episodes. And I certainly wouldn't want to watch the world of Bond unfold on my telly. Because it's well, I have several tellies, but yeah, just like you. The films belong on the big screen. That's why you go to the cinema for, especially at a time where there are not many films to go to the cinema for. The only films I saw, I think this year was Mission Impossible. What was the other one I saw? See, I already forgot. Because I'm the best example for an attention span like a squirrel. Mission Impossible? What else did I see? It was something adventure or action where I thought, oh, you have to see it. I always go to the cinema for Mission Impossible, for any Jurassic Park bullshit, because I love that. I just love it from when I was a child. I was exposed to Jurassic Park in 1993, and the films are just utter shite sometimes. But it's just plotless and stupid. But as long as there are dinosaurs on the screen, you have me sitting somewhere in the middle, just for the fun of it. Yeah, but otherwise, there are not many films that interest me at the moment. So, and you're absolutely right. Some Bond films should be brought back to the big screen. They should do screenings of Bond films and combine it with an event for the fans to enjoy. An accessible event. Accessible means that it's affordable and exciting. So pair it with a guest star or a fancy car in front of the cinema. And in London, you have good opportunities. So look at America. How often do they do something in America with Bond, event-wise? Almost never. I don't remember that there were any events like events you have in London. I've been to many events in London that were centered around James Bond, but they never bring it somewhere else. Never. And that is a mistake. And what is one of the biggest markets? America. I mean, huh? And these are the times where you sit here and you think about what is going through their head. America, one of their biggest markets. Why don't they launch something with Bond there? An event series. What exhibition have they ever brought to America? Was designing 007 in America? I don't remember. I think it was, but still, such a big country, so many opportunities. But somehow they focus on Europe all the time. I mean, now this Bond in Motion. It was in London, then it was in, where was it last? Oh, it was somewhere. It was in France, obviously. Oh, no, in Belgium. In Belgium. It was in Belgium. And then now it goes to the Czech Republic with Prague. Then it goes to Austria with Vienna. Why not bring it to America? Of course, it's very expensive to bring all these cars to America. But in a world of today, and with the money they have, why not? I mean, it just baffles me. I don't understand it. Why America is left so behind with events, you know? And I know a lot of fans are complaining about it. So, let me think about the Queen and the 8 for $1,600. I'm gonna fold just because I want to. Stupid sound effect. Who did it? Oh yeah, it was me. Yeah, so having the films back in the cinema would be a really good idea. That would be a really good idea. And people would gravitate to it. People would go to it and see it across the globe. I mean, there are cinemas that run it, but here in Germany, for example, we always have a problem showing a Bond film because you have to get a license to show it. Not every cinema automatically has it. They have licenses to show the new films, modern films that they get sent from the studios. But when you want an old film to be shown, you need to have a license, and you need to tell the distributor how many seats your screening room has, how many people you expect will be buying tickets. It's all business. Let's not forget that. It's all business. And you can't just take a Blu-ray and play it and make an event out of it, although many people do. You can rent a cinema and just put a Blu-ray in it. It's not legal, but it's done. And yeah, I agree. It's a wasted opportunity. At least once in a while. I mean, next year we have anniversaries again. We have The Man with the Golden Gun. What else do we have? Everything with a 4. 64, Goldfinger, obviously. The Man with the Golden Gun. 84 was nothing. 94 was nothing. 2004 was nothing. Yeah, Goldfinger and The Man with the Golden Gun. Goldfinger! What a film to put into the cinema again. One of the films that drove the Bond motor, that gave it its cocktail of excellence and excitement. Put that back in the cinema. They're probably gonna do it at some point in the UK, yeah. But will it have to do with Eon Productions? Will it be a private person who is the driving force behind it to put it back in the cinema? Yeah. Or a group of people, a group of fans. And I mean, the 60s are so far gone. It would be great to see Goldfinger, a film made in the 60s, on the big screen. I mean, I saw it in Berlin at the Berlin Film Festival in 4K in the cinema with Ken Adam, Sir Ken Adam. He was there. I have an ace, so I go with 2000. I've got enough money. Lots of money. But I was asked later, how did you like it? How did you like the 4K conversion? And the problem with that is the further you sit in the back, the less 4K it is. So I just saw Goldfinger, but I wouldn't say it was sharper than everything else I saw. But when you sit right in front of it, like on a 4K television, it is really, really nice. It is really nice quality, especially the films from the 60s. The texture in 4K, a lot better. But 4K is unforgiving. You see a lot of things you don't want to see. Film mistakes, stuff like that, and cheap effects. I wouldn't call it, cheap is the wrong word, because they really did everything they could. But back projection and things like that, you just see it, and it becomes more apparent in 4K than when you have times of VHS you didn't care. But outdated, yeah, you say it, outdated, exactly. But still charming, absolutely charming. Oh, I have two aces. First I'm gonna check, see what the others do. Oh, I'm gonna win. I feel it. Check until the last card. Ace. 3. So I have just a pair of aces and a pair of sevens. Pair of aces and a pair of sevens. Oh, I'll drive it up. 3,600. Fold. Win. 20,000. 20,350. I won 10,000. 10,000. That's good. That was good. That was a good hand. Yeah. And I could have easily lost that. 6 and 3. I'm gonna throw that away. That's bollocks. 6 and 3. No, useless. With double 8. No. Good that I threw it away. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they come up with. But sadly, in the past few years, I was right, and I was constantly disappointed by the way things turned out to be. And I voiced my opinion several times, and this always leads into heated discussions sometimes, which is okay, as long as everybody understands that every person's opinion is valid, no matter what it is. If I said I don't like Daniel Craig because of his face, then I must be allowed to say it. So, of course, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Just like saying I don't like James Bond being blonde. That's a ridiculous thing to say because look at Roger Moore. I think he was blonde. Dark blonde. I think, if I remember correctly. Ace and a 2. Ace and a 2. I'm going to go with that because it's both diamonds and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call for 500. Yeah. Another ace and 2 kings. I have 2 aces and 2 kings. Yeah. I keep winning. Fantastic. So, to turn more positive, what are your fondest memories of Bond? Watching with friends and family and traveling to locations, reading the books. Well, certainly watching with friends and family. Yeah, I had the habit with my ex-boss and his family to go to every new Bond film in the cinema. Of course, I've mostly seen it before in the midnight screening, the 7 minutes after midnight screening. When we still had that, they got rid of it. 6 and 2. I'm not gonna do that. And this was always fun because I already had knowledge about the film, and I could give them some extra information, and they really cherished it. They really loved having me as a source of information. Yeah, and then of course these poker evenings that were based on Casino Royale. I mean, the film triggered us playing poker. This was really nice, and sometimes it was every 2 weeks on the weekend where we all got together, had drinks, and had a lovely meal before that. So that was really, really great, because that is people coming together just because of a film and a poker set that was being thrown on the market. I mean, great, isn't it? That was fantastic. And then, of course, all the people I met through my involvement in the Bond community. I mean, some lovely friendships developed, and I'm looking forward to the 25th of November. Is it in 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks' time, where we have a big Bond event here in my city, and everybody comes from all parts of Germany. They come here just to see Live and Let Die, actually, in the cinema, because it has an anniversary this year, and they're showing Live and Let Die on the big screen. And we have a guest star, the banker from Casino Royale, with the chocolate, German actor, very famous German actor. He's in a lot of crime TV thrillers and series. He will be here with us, available for an interview before the film, and he will later sign autographs, take photos, and will sign a book by a Bond expert who also lives here. It's not me. It's actually 2 Bond experts living in one city. That's... At one point, we will duel ourselves on the marketplace or whatever. No, we're actually quite good friends. And that is always something to look forward to. Because aside from the main event, I go for luncheons or dinners with all my friends who come from far away, from Frankfurt and wherever they all come from. And that's really great. Getting together, celebrating Bond, dressing up, obviously. I don't do that often enough. Just when I go to the opera, sometimes I dress up. Yes, I go to the opera. Sorry. I'm a cultured person with a short attention span like a squirrel. Yeah. I forgot what the last opera was about. No, I didn't. Not that bad. So, an ace and a king. Check, I'm the big blind. How is it with you, Max? What are your fondest memories of Bond? How did you get exposed to Bond? What is your story? Let me hear it. The actor who plays Dr. Kaufman is not actually German. No, that's Vincent Schiavelli, I think. I think he's American. Oh, I have 2 aces. I'm on a winning streak. Oh, I'm gonna drive the bet up already. And I won. I think Vincent Schiavelli is... I think he's American. Yeah. No. The actor who plays Stamper is German. Götz Otto. Met him a couple of times. A great guy. Fantastic man. A very charming, charismatic man. Götz Otto. So, you grew up watching the films because your mother stayed at home. Yeah. Earliest memories? Thunderball. In the cinema? That must have been great. The first, I think Thunderball was the first 16:9 film. Thunderball, I like Thunderball a lot. What I don't like is the last half hour where it's all underwater. I think it's way too long. It's way too long. People will hate me for it, but it's my opinion. Too long. King and an 8. Yeah, call. Home video. Yeah. First cinema experience was GoldenEye, so just like me. Just like me. Yeah. And that was an amazing film to be exposed to as the first one. Although it was pretty dark. GoldenEye was pretty dark. You're born in 1990. Okay. Good. Couldn't have happened. Thunderball cinema in 1965. Sometimes Bond fans are quite old, you know. That's why. I have a lot of very old Bond friends. And a lot of very young ones. But GoldenEye, yeah. GoldenEye was pretty dark. But not for me in the cinema. And after seeing GoldenEye, when I grew older, I learned about all the Cold War stuff and the tensions that existed between the US and Russia, and why there was such a big focus on these issues in GoldenEye, and why the Russians were still the baddies in that film. But it didn't come across to me as dark when I saw it in the cinema. As a child, you're easy to impress with anything. And what impressed me were the location shots, the action, the the effects, the miniatures, which I didn't know were miniatures. I thought it was all real. Later, I learned that a lot in Bond is real, realer than in other films. And even when there is a miniature, it's so brilliantly done. And GoldenEye, that was work of Derek Meddings, with the satellite dish as a miniature, but really a big miniature, quite a large scale miniature. He was the expert in that. It was brilliant work. It made you believe a lot of what was happening on screen, where they couldn't film on location, but it made you believe it's the real deal. And that was really, really good. Tomorrow Never Dies had a lot more. There were miniatures as well and plate shots, but Tomorrow Never Dies impressed me because it, first of all, the musical score is, I think, David Arnold's finest work on Bond, but he delivered fine work after fine work. The World Is Not Enough is equally very good score. Casino Royale is a really good score. So many layers of emotion and action and thrill, just great. And I've seen the question earlier about David Arnold. I would say he is one of my favorite Bond composers. Yeah, of course, John Barry is still the god, but I adore David Arnold's work, really. Not just on Bond. Listen to other stuff that David Arnold did. Listen to the Stargate overture. When you are a slightly emotional person, this will get you. It puts images in your head of something that you experienced. It doesn't have to be Stargate, but the music he wrote for Stargate, just the overture, is so rich in melody and drama that I would automatically come up with a lot of things you could use that music as an underlying score. Tons of things. And I actually did it. Sorry, David. Gareth, hi. It's been a long time. Absolutely. I'm well, sort of. Just told everybody that I'm going live because I'm lonely. But otherwise, I'm fine. Yeah. No, all good over here. Glad to have you with me. Playing poker, as you can see. And just enjoying chatting. No big topic or anything. We're speaking about everything. Max is here actively engaging in the chat. And Out of Africa. Yeah. My mother's favorite film, Out of Africa. Can't watch that one. Because it'll take me places where most of the time I don't dare to go. But it was my mother's favorite film, and I remember I was in a concert in the Royal Albert Hall with John Barry music. John Barry was long dead then, but I think it was 2013. Was it 2013 or was it 2016? I don't remember. But with my friend from Paris, who's a great John Barry enthusiast, we got ourselves tickets for the Royal Albert Hall. He got tickets for the Royal Albert Hall. And it was a cross-section of John Barry's work. And of course, Out of Africa was in there. It was after the break. And I knew if they play that music live, I will cry. And I thought it wouldn't happen because there are too many people around me. It's so public usually, then I don't do it. But I sat there crying, sobbing like a baby just because I heard the music Out of Africa. It just takes me to a place that is memory of my mum. And yeah, John Barry's work has the power to do that. Whenever a composer has the power to do that, you should explore his or her work. Absolutely. That's what my problem is with Hans Zimmer. He doesn't do that. The only thing he provokes in me is anger and rage. Because most of his music is just... It's aggressive. It's walls of sound that I don't want in front of me. And John Barry has, like David Arnold, so many layers. And I could give you a lot of composers that have that ability to create so many layers of emotion and thrill and excitement. John Williams is another example. Jerry Goldsmith. Also, listen to their entire body of work and what they have done. Melodies we all know. That's a level of excellence that is really hard to get to. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'm not a composer. But Out of Africa. Fantastic. So, Gareth, I am a gambling man, as you can see. Look at how much I won. I won $21,450. I must be quite good. I know it. I get the reference. If the stakes are right, what film is it? World is Not Enough? Is it The World Is Not Enough? I think. It wasn't Tomorrow Never Dies. So, Gareth, now that time has passed, where does No Time to Die sit with you overall? What do you think? Try it like poker. Read me. Read me and you tell me. That's exciting. What do you think? How well do you know me? Do I have the same opinion of No Time to Die as when I posted my video review, that I found it odd to watch? That I found the Honor Majesty's Secret Service elements in there totally misplaced? That I said it's a story I don't want to watch. It did not appeal to me. It's not what I go to the cinema for. It was not the kind of film that I want to see. It was not the kind of story that I wanted to see. I think that's what I said in my review. Yeah. That's not the kind of Bond film that I want to see. It tells a different story. So what do you think? Am I still of the same opinion? You have to read me. Like in poker. For $10,000. No, you can do it for free. What do you think? I've been online often enough. You should be able to read me. Am I of the same opinion of No Time to Die as I was then? Max, what do you think? Have you seen my review of No Time to Die? Do you know my thoughts on No Time to Die? That is exciting. Really interesting if you can judge me well enough to say my opinion has changed about No Time to Die and I actually now like it or semi-like it or hate it like when I came out of the cinema. What do you think? Gareth, you think I have the same opinion? You're right. I have absolutely the same opinion. And I have watched the film only once, again, at home, on Blu-ray, and never again. Because why? It makes me angry. It makes me angry, it makes me sad. And my thoughts on something rarely change. And I tell you why, and I've said this before. People told me, watch it a second time, it's better the second time around. And then that's okay, I can understand it, because sometimes you don't get things. And like I said, like with GoldenEye, you go to the cinema and you don't realize that the tone of the film is rather dark because you're a child and you are just exposed to this great magical world of James Bond where everything is action and glossy and luxurious. And later when you watch it a second time, you find other nuances and you see that actually the film has an underlying message and that it's actually rather dark. But That's a different thing, because I was a child. And I saw the film much later and evaluated it differently. But with No Time to Die, it is still a story that I don't want to see. It's a story that I don't want to be told. I don't want to see the end of James Bond on screen. I didn't like the story arc from Casino Royale to No Time to Die. I disliked it all these years. Still running to the cinema with them. But saying give it a second viewing is one thing. But then other people said it's like a fine wine. It ages. And I thought, no, it's just not going to fly. Give it a second viewing. Give it a third viewing. It will grow on you. No. Why? Because it is still the same film. Nothing has changed. If I watch it a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, it's still the same film. So that's why my opinion has not changed. And the fact that, just like you, the opening and the sequences with the cars were great, by the way, including the only music cue of Hans Zimmer that I like, which is the da 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 da. That was okay. It was aggressive and too much, but it's okay. I say it's okay. I wouldn't put it on top level. Certainly not above compositions of other composers like Barry, Arnold, or George Martin. But it is a theme that works quite well. It's good for that scene. But after that, as you say, it went downhill. Fast, rapidly. And that was a long film. It was a really long film. It was awful in the cinema. And I kept looking at my watch, something that I usually don't do in a Bond film. I've never seen myself look at my watch. Never. But I wanted it to be over. And at some point I could see what was coming. I knew they would kill Bond off. I could see that coming. And even to have that thought in the cinema, I hated the whole experience because I knew that was the direction they were going for. And when it actually happened, I was devastated. And not like other fans coming out of the cinema having tears in their eyes just because there was the music of On Her Majesty's Secret Service when Madeleine drives around with her daughter, with Bond's daughter. And the music triggers something in you because it's John Barry. No, not at that specific point. It didn't trigger anything in me. I have to say the second time I watched it, which was with my ex-boss, because it's a tradition. We see every Bond film together. I must admit I cried at that point, but that was purely because I heard the music of John Barry and because I still couldn't believe that they used such a beautiful piece of music after such a bad ending. It was just misused. And I had the feeling that they ended something there on purpose. And at that point, I wasn't sure if this was at all the forever the end of Bond. Because it felt like they wanted to kill him off and be done with it. I was confused at that time. So that's probably what made me cry in the cinema. It was not the situation that was presented on screen. That was part of the story. No, that the child now doesn't have a father. No, not at all. No, didn't care about it. I really didn't care about it. I agree with Craig having brought something really good to the role, but just today or yesterday, a fan commented under my Road to a Million review. No, it wasn't the Road to a Million review. It was my Bond documentary from the year before last year that I released on the 60th anniversary documentary, saying it's good that Daniel Craig was a harder Bond, a more brutal Bond, a darker Bond, but Timothy Dalton was that before Daniel Craig. And he's absolutely right there. Timothy Dalton, with License to Kill, was way ahead of its time when it came to cinemas in 1989. And everybody can tell you that. Every book will say it. So it was time for a darker Bond, and he played the role really well. He played the role really well. He wore the tuxedo really well. I'm not referring to the tuxedo as a piece of clothing, but the mantle of the role. It was well done. It was well done. And I enjoyed Casino Royale. I think it's the best. Casino Royale is the best of the Daniel Craig films. By the way, I have to play my hand. But Quantum of Solace I hated. I came out of the cinema with a headache. That was horrible. Something that never happened before. Queen, King. Can I do anything with that? Probably not. Gonna check. So everything in No Time to Die is just weird. So many weird things. I don't even know where to start. No idea. But what is in my memory, and I said this in the review, is Ana de Armas saying in an interview before the film premiered that they have strong female characters that are an equal to Bond, and then her role was scripted as so stupid. So stupid. I mean, she's like a rookie at her job. The way she behaves in the Cuba scenes, not the fight scenes, they were okay, they were good, but that was choreographed. But before that, she plays the role of some dumb. It was just stupid. It was stupid, and they wasted an otherwise good actress, not just for her looks, but she has a lot of potential. She's relatively new in the world of cinema, and later she played that Marilyn Monroe film, which I also hated. It's not just Bond films I hate. No, I hated the Marilyn Monroe film, because the only thing that really happened to Ana de Armas was they made her look like Marilyn Monroe. The rest was really debatable, from factual evidence to based on real events. I don't know. Again, just like Road to a Million, Ana de Armas was eye candy. She was eye candy. That was it. And the rest was also not good. Max, good point. Christoph Waltz, also wasted as Blofeld. And I'm not a big fan of Christoph Waltz, because I always think Christoph Waltz plays a version of Christoph Waltz in every role he's in. It was in Django, it was in Inglourious Basterds. He always plays a version of himself. He always sounds the same. His mannerisms are always the same. I don't see a lot of variety there. And giving him an iconic role like Blofeld, I thought, absolutely wasted opportunity. Absolutely wasted. Could have walked the extra mile, and I wouldn't have another actor to play Blofeld off the top of my head, but I thought Christoph Waltz was not the guy. He was not fitting, not at all. No, don't know. Maybe I'm too harsh. Am I too harsh? I don't know. No idea. I mean, I watched Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. All my friends say I wouldn't even watch that because it's a Tom Cruise film. And I always say, yeah, it's okay, I don't like him very much as well, but I'm sort of fond of the film, so it's not my fault that he's in it. It's not my fault that he's the driving force behind it. So, but, yeah. Great Wouter. Hello. Great having you along. I've been on for almost 3 hours. That's way too long. I really have to go to bed soon because I have to work 9 hours tomorrow on a Sunday. Yeah. Love my life. Okay. Gareth, where do you think they need to go for the next reboot, personally? You would like another Brosnan-era style Bond? Silly gadgets and fun. Yeah. The thing is, can you sell silly at the box office? That's the thing. That's the thing. And that is the gamble that every studio and every producer has to face. Can I do that film, or will it flop? Like, for example, the other day, just out of I just wanted to watch a film where I can turn my mind off, my head off, and just have something useless. And I watched Battleship 2012. A film that I can't even begin to describe the plot, because it has to do with alien battleships, and basically it's a film version of the popular children's game Battleship. Yeah. But it was good fun. I don't always go to the cinema to have a deep-rooted drama that is told in several layers. Sometimes I just want escapism. Yeah. And it can be something as easy as Battleship. Sorry. The other evening, Max, a good point, I actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. But it being Volume 3, I think it lost me around Volume 2 already. I don't know. I've seen most of the Marvel films and most of the what's the other one? Oh, it's late. DC. I really watch a lot of it. So I'm somebody who consumes so many films and TV series whenever I have the time. You wouldn't believe how much I watch. You would think this guy's day must have 48 hours, or he must have superpowers. He must watch films in his sleep. But whatever you want to know, I've probably seen it. Now you come up with a film that probably I haven't seen. But Guardians of the Galaxy, certainly I have seen. But often with these films, I find myself halfway through, 45 minutes into the film, I start fiddling with my smartphone and Googling things and looking at emails and stuff. So I'm not constantly watching the film, being drawn into the film. That would, for example, never happen with Out of Africa. That is a film I would purposefully sit down for, and it's a very long film. I think it's 2 hours and 40. Oppenheimer, another example. I saw that 2 days ago. I saw Oppenheimer, 3 hours long. And miraculously, even though I worked, I managed to watch it in one sitting, 3 hours. I didn't have to pause it and continue the next day. I watched it in one sitting in 3 hours. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. Well, some soft drinks, but I didn't eat anything. I didn't vape. I just watched the film. I just watched the film in peace and quiet. And having spurred out some hate for Christopher Nolan before, it is a Christopher Nolan film. And I thought, this was the first film where he told a good story. It had weak points in terms of cinematography, how the film was presented, not the story that was told, but how the film was presented. But after 3 hours, I thought a story worth telling was told to me in 3 hours, but it didn't feel like 3 hours. Definitely didn't. And I had the feeling, I think I had the feeling with No Time to Die as well. It's also a very long film, but you don't feel the length because something always happens. But still I looked at my watch. So then I thought, oh, hell, this is It's just terribly long. So I think the second viewing I felt the length. Oppenheimer has a good soundtrack. At least it didn't bother me. Yeah. There's the thing with Christopher Nolan. Some things take center stage sometimes. Often it's the music in a particular scene. It takes center stage, and what happens on screen somehow disappears in the background. Oppenheimer has a lot of that. You of course have the atomic bomb explosion. There are some things that are visibly in the foreground, and the music of Oppenheimer. There was music at some points in the film where I thought, oh, this is really odd. Why is there music here? Why is it so prominent? Why is it so prominent? But it actually sounds really good, and it makes the whole scene so mysterious and off. Sometimes when something is off, it can be good. It's weird that I say that about a Christopher Nolan film. But okay, I really liked Oppenheimer. Was really good. But well, directors can take a different direction, and suddenly you like them. But I'm not happy with Christopher Nolan's previous work. So often, much of it I don't understand, and I hate the way how Christopher Nolan. Almost said Oppenheimer. How Christopher Nolan in previous films force-fed information to me so that I understand the film. I thought it was totally unnecessary, but okay. So now I have to catch up on the stream. They naturally run out of creative ideas. If rebooting the series with a clean slate, which will be very difficult. As difficult as my hand on screen here. King and an 8. 7, 350. No, not with 2 queens on the table. Oppenheimer does not have IMAX full screen sequences, not the copy I had. No. But it was I think it was the streaming copy didn't have IMAX. When you put Oppenheimer on your surround sound system, if you have neighbors and you like them and you want to remain friends, I found that Nolan played with the volume a lot in certain scenes. There are almost scenes that act like jump scares. So the explosion will jump at you right at the beginning of the film. I'm just saying, be aware of that. There are some scenes in that film that just hit you like a jump scare, which wasn't that bad, I must say. Have you seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning? I have. Absolutely loved it. Amazing film. Beats Bond in many ways, especially the opening. Many people say Mission Impossible is better than Bond through the years. Would I go that far to support that with my signature? Mission Impossible is different. Mission Impossible has a totally different approach, and Mission Impossible has always been different. I think you cannot compare it to Bond. Bond is a more fantastic world. Mission Impossible is playing more on the side like this could be really done. This could be how Secret Services operate. Bond has always been more fantastic. I mean, look at Moonraker. I mean, Mission Impossible never felt the need to go to space. Let's start there. Mission Impossible, when you look at the series, has anybody seen the original Mission Impossible 1960s series? I mean, watch that if you haven't. Brilliant. I mean, I would say from today's perspective, people would get bored because every episode is built in the same structure. Every episode is the same. Just a different story is being told. But there is the meeting with the members of the team. Then they prepare for their mission. It's always the same. But it is a structure that has worked so well for the TV series, and it had a very high production value, by the way, 5 and 2. I'm going to throw that way. It was really fantastic. The 80s TV series, yeah, okay. It just repeated the structure in a more 80s kind of way. And the Tom Cruise films, yes, of course they copy a lot of stunts. Yeah, sure. But I mean, we are now in 2023. Everything has been done on film. Everything. Car chases, fighting on top of the train, jumping from high buildings, one guy jumped from space. I mean, it wasn't in a film, but it was done. Satellite dishes being blown up. Everything has been done on film. So when Tom Cruise jumps from that ledge, which was filmed in Norway, I think, and supposedly be in Austria in Dead Reckoning, yeah, of course it looks like the opening in GoldenEye, because, yeah, everything has been done. But I don't think that they purposefully wanted to recreate a GoldenEye stunt. Yeah, of course, a lot in Dead Reckoning is you could tie it to Bond, but who does that? Mostly the complainers, who say Mission Impossible is only copying Bond. I personally don't care. I don't care as long as I am entertained in the cinema. And Mission Impossible, every film now had a story worth telling and a story I wanted to see on screen. The last Bond didn't. So, Mission Impossible is 1 point ahead. Sorry to say. Am I a bad Bond fan because of it? No. I have every right to be a Bond fan, love the older films and call myself a fan, and not liking No Time to Die. And whoever says otherwise is beep. I'm not going to say it. But that's how I feel, yeah. Why would I bash the Mission Impossible series just because something seems similar to Bond? Well, let them do it, as long as they tell a good story. And I mean, there's a lot of delay between the films. Well, not delay, a time in between Mission Impossible films. But I'm not such a hot fan that I say, hey, bring a Mission Impossible every 2 years. I just find it odd now that they postpone part 2 of what I've seen part 1 of for 1 year. It's just why make a 2-part anyway? It's just weird. Oh. But otherwise, it's escapism fun. And the last Mission Impossible films, I remember, I liked them. And I rewatched them more often than I rewatched the Bond films. Just because when I watch a Bond film, I do a lot of analyzing, and that's not what I want to do when I want to cool down and turn my head off. Then I watch, I don't know, I randomly put things into my Blu-ray player. And the other night, I started watching The Lost World, Jurassic Park, at 2 a.m. in the morning, just because I wanted to see a T-Rex. I'm childish in that regard. Yeah. Sometimes you just want a quick fix of that, and you end up watching The Lost World, which has brilliant scenes. People just say, wow, yeah, it's the bad version of Jurassic Park, the second part. The second film is always the worst. It wasn't. There were some really tense moments in there where I thought that were cinematically brilliantly done. Well, that's just me. Yeah. The delay of the strike, yeah, sure. They are not finished filming it, but the last I read, which is 1 or 2 years ago, that they filmed it back to back, I thought it was finished. I thought Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 was already finished. But okay. Well, I didn't read everything. But yeah, I have a really varied film taste. It's not that I watch Bond films up and down, but I have seen so many films, from the classic, from silent films to the latest, to Oppenheimer. That is one of the latest films that I saw. That is the latest film that was recently in cinemas that I saw. And I think I can call myself a cineast, an expert on films in general, popular. Let's call it popular films. I've seen all the popular films at some point, and what other films come to mind that you'd recommend? It depends what you like to watch, what your poison is. Do you like thrillers? Do you like drama? Do you like crime? Do you like detectives? Science fiction, Western. I could probably recommend from every genre. What films are you excited for next year? I don't even know what's on. That's the problem. I don't look at the cinema schedules anymore, because there's nothing big in store. So I don't. I used to go on IMDb a lot and check what's coming up in the upcoming months. But now I'm just I learn about new films by accident, basically, which is down to I don't have much time on my hands to spend a lot of time on the internet researching these things. So I accidentally hear about a film and then I say, hey, yeah, oh yeah, that's what I would watch. Gladiator 2, really? They make a second Gladiator? Oh god. I immediately find that weird. I don't know why. Jack and a 9. Should I? While I'm thinking about Gladiator 2. What's the story of Gladiator 2? Is it with Russell Crowe? No. Probably not. Napoleon. Yeah. Napoleon. Fold. Napoleon. Yeah. The trailer intrigued me, definitely. But I've seen many Napoleon films. Many. It's just like... it's weird. I will give it a go. I will watch it. I will watch Napoleon. I like Joaquin Phoenix as an actor. There was a time when I hated him, but I really like him. Very versatile. So I will watch Napoleon, definitely. But it's like having a film about Hitler. Everything has been done. Everything has been... They have put a torch on everything in these people's lives, and this is the... I don't know, 6th, 7th film about Napoleon. What new things can it tell me? And usually when these films have nothing new to tell, they excel in action sequences and dramatic depictions of war, whatever, of which some are not true. I know from the trailer, like when he trapped people on an icy lake and started firing on the lake with cannons. The situation never happened. That automatically makes me question the seriousness of the project, making a film about Napoleon, when it depicts scenes that didn't happen, that are there for dramatic effect. In turn, that was my problem with Dunkirk by Christopher Nolan. A lot of historical inaccuracies, and if you make a war drama about a situation that really happens, the least thing you could do, out of respect to the people who fought in the war and died in it, is stick to what actually happened. And Christopher Nolan chose not to. That's what makes it weird. So, Gladiator 2 story will center around Lucius, the son of Lucilla and the nephew of Commodus, who has now grown into a man. Okay. But don't you find it weird that they continue the story how many years after Gladiator was released? Wasn't it 2000? Wasn't Gladiator in 2000? 23 years ago they come up with part 2? I mean, okay, no worries. If it's well made, I will probably watch it. So, Max, if you have the same taste as me, the chances are likely that you've seen a lot of films that I've seen. I'll tell you what films I often rewatch. I often rewatch Death on the Nile, with Peter Ustinov as Hercule Poirot, and an otherwise stellar cast of actors, including Louis Childs, our very own Bond girl from Moonraker, Angela Lansbury, and a really fantastic cast, really fantastic score. Same goes for Murder on the Orient Express, 1974. Great film. Fantastic film score by Richard Rodney Bennett. Although too glossy at the end. It's better to watch the TV series with David Suchet. The Murder on the Orient Express there is much better. What other films would I recommend? I love The Great Gatsby. I've seen 3 Gatsbys. The Leonardo DiCaprio version is really, really good because it's more modern, lively, and funny. And I really turned my speakers up here, and I had watch parties with friends. That was really great. When you watch Murder on the Orient Express, you really have to compare 3 versions. You have to take the old one from 1974, which is... it mainly takes its hype from the cast, because there's this Hollywood A-list. You have Lauren Bacall, you have Sean Connery is in it as Major Arbuthnot, you have Ingrid Bergman. I know them all. I have their faces in front of me. I know. The cast made it what it was. The story always remains the same, but the conclusion is more dramatic in the TV series. There you really feel the struggle that Detective Poirot has with the solution of this crime. And then you have the 2017 version of Kenneth Branagh, where I laughed out loud in the cinema because I found it so ridiculous and so over the top. And the only thing that was good was the overhead camera angles. Everything else was utter shite. And the same goes for Death on the Nile. On a more positive note, the recent Poirot film Halloween Party, called A Haunting in Venice, as the film version, but the novel is called Halloween Party, was better. Mainly because it is not so famous, like Murder on the Orient Express or Death on the Nile. But beautiful shots of Venice, very nice photographed. It was really good. That I really liked. That was okay. But otherwise, stay away from the modern films. 8 and 4, no. I'm not really playing, am I? But it's I've got an ace! Yeah, now I'm going to win. It's good. So Orient Express, definitely put that to the front of your watch list. It's a fantastic film. Fantastic. Timothy Chalamet as a younger Bond. Ew. First of all, I don't know if he's French. I think he might be American. It's just his name. Open up the role of Bond for somebody who's not English. Lazenby was Australian. No, you can't even say it technically English. No, it's just wrong. Sorry. The Killer, a new film on Netflix. It was a bit like Hitman. The Killer. See, when somebody says The Killer, I already get tens. I have to look that up. Give me a second to look that up. Killer, Netflix. Michael Fassbender, like Michael Fassbender, really good. Tilda Swinton, yes, anytime. Charles Parnell, I know him from Archer. Oh, that sounds good. I've heard about it before, actually. I've seen the trailer of The Killer. Michael Fassbender, what about him as Bond? What about it? Why not? Oh, it's a David Fincher. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, The Killer. Yeah. I'm gonna watch that. Thank you. That's really good. Makes your nerves crawl. That's good. That's good. Do it. I recently saw a series about the Enfield haunting. Whoever hasn't heard of it, it was a poltergeist case in the UK. So, an ace. That was good. There was a film about it, The Conjuring 2, where this was mainly centered on this couple who hunts ghosts. But this new series, I can really recommend it, is based on the original tape recordings that were made. Ooh, that was really scary. At the end, make of it what you will. If poltergeists exist, or if the children of the household made up the voices through ventriloquism. But it was bone-chilling. Yep, I can tell you that. Yeah. Has anybody had experience with ghosts? So, an ace and a 3. Weird. Can't do anything with it. Check. Check. 3, 4, 5, 6. I have. If I get a 2, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be rather fantastic. Check. Oh. Okay, not what I expected. 8. I still could play the ace as a high card. The computer hasn't bet much, so I bet 800. I've got a lot of money. Calls and has an actual straight. What is his straight? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't believe it. Possible. Why? Why did I do it? I'm just stupid. But okay. So, this is the last hand I will be playing. I have 2 queens. Then I'm going to go to bed. Seriously. It's 1 a.m. in the morning here. And I've been on for 3 hours. I will do this again. Don't worry. And I really enjoyed chatting about films in particular. Coming from Bond and chatting about other films. That was really good. Because my knowledge extends far beyond Bond. Well, check. No. No new queen. If I had a 3rd queen, I would win. Check. Oh! Look at that. I have 2 queens and 2 10s on the table. Oh. This is the final hand, people. I'm going to go with 10,400. Too much. He dropped out. I won it. Okay. I end up with 18,550. Yeah. Okay. Max, thank you. Good chatting with you as well. Thank you for being part of it. I will be on mostly in the evenings, so that's probably fine with your time zone. I mean, Washington is I don't know, 9 hours behind Germany, probably. I will definitely do that in the future. Yeah. Gareth, excited for the next Bond game? I'm waiting for IO Interactive to do something. Because again, the mobile game, which was mentioned much earlier in the chat, is for iPhone. Apple users. Android users, once again, get nothing. Part of the problem, part of the extended problem. I don't have an iPhone. Why would I get an iPhone? I have an Android phone, a very expensive one, I might add. So, yeah, it's that. How's it called? It looked really good. I would have played it, but I have absolutely no access to it, so useless. Again, it's like magic. Whatever you want to play or see is either not released on your system, or it's not shown in your town, or the exhibition is not coming to your country. It's a never-ending story. Where I can understand when people use the word mismanagement. Every company would think like that. Say, is maybe something going in the wrong direction? Let's analyze that. But that's where it starts. You have to be able to, well, criticize yourself, take criticism from others and build on it and act on it and work with it. That's what I think Eon can't do. Taking criticism, working with it, and building on it. My opinion. So, with that thought, I leave you after 3 hours and 15. I will do this again. I will do this again very, very, very soon. Yeah? Tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow is Sunday. I work 9 hours. I will be pretty down. But I have a holiday coming up next week, so I have more time to cool down, and then we'll chat some more. Thank you very much for being part of it. Have a great night. Bye-bye. See you around. Thank you for being part of it, Gareth. See you around. Bye-bye.